to get to midfield. He's going to make his way upfield. He's at the 30, 25, 20. He's going. Oh, my God! Get over 4.
That is the greatest. Look at this.
Thank you so very much for joining us on a gorgeous Saturday afternoon in the Washington Catholic Athletic Conference. On behalf of First Amendment Sports, I'm Ken Marangolo, welcoming you here to Fernandez Stadium as the St. John's Cadets host the DeMatha Catholic Stags in a battle of number 3 versus number 4 in the city. 2 elite national football programs. Joined here by a couple of gentlemen who know a thing or two about this game. He's class of 94 pride of the DeMatha Catholic Stags, Tim Strachan.
Yeah, I remember this game back in the day. It's one of those ones that you would circle only because played against a best friend here and now podcast mate. You know, this game means a lot to me personally, and I know both of us.
Class of 94 pride of St. John's, Kevin Ricka.
You know how excited I get this time of year here at St. John's when Rock Creek Park leaves change, DeMatha comes onto the field. It's a proving ground, historically speaking, and that's no different today, Ken.
We have an awesome matchup. We're going to kind of take it through a little bit of what's happening here in D.C. This sports town is taking a turn for the better as of late. We always say, hey, if you're ever down about this or that in terms of sports, come to the WCAC. Well, we didn't have a down week in sports this week. The Washington Nationals, our Washington Nationals, brought a World Series title home. This is Title Town. It's a big deal. Stanley Cup World Series in 2 years. We're on the map, boys.
Don't forget the Mystics.
Absolutely. Mad respect to the Mystics. And, and every year someone brings home that WCAC trophy. And the road to that trophy starts really for us and for these programs today. Everyone's locked up. We're going to talk a little bit about where we stand in the WCAC. We're going to talk a little bit about the action going on around us. St. John's DeMatha this week. Gonzaga's on the bye. St. John's Gonzaga next week. DeMatha's got some business to take care of. Winner of this game hosts a playoff game. That matters.
That's a huge deal. It's a huge part of the deal today for both teams. And whoever wins this game guarantees a home playoff game, and we know what that means come playoff time.
Well, it means everything, too. And it also means you get some momentum getting into that really that critical end part of the season right before you get into the playoffs. You know, hopefully you get guys, back from injury that are nicked up a little bit after the schedule that they've played. So this is where it gets real fun.
And, hey, listen, I know 15th, it starts on 15th and Constitution. If I was a better computer hacker, I would have gotten them to come down here. You know, military and Oregon isn't that far away.
Yes.
Getting back to Pennsylvania and 3rd Street. But how about those Nats bringing something back to town? And if you're down at the parade and you're standing next to a bunch of diehard Nats fans, let them know. Just type in right there, First Amendment Sports on YouTube.
Free subscription.
Check us out while you're at the parade. Why not? Let's combine 2 ridiculous DC sporting events together into one.
Tweet us pictures of you at the parade, especially if you're watching our game when you're downtown in D.C., of your family, of our fellow WCAC fans. We are anticipating an on-time kickoff of 1:30. We're about 12 to 15 minutes away from that. I think we have some men in stripes showing up. I just saw them all hit the field. I think we're gonna be okay.
I think we're a go.
There's only 3 of them. If you add water to an official, do they multiply?
Yeah,
there's 4th. They're like finding Waldo.
Well, here we go.
They're like gremlins.
Yeah.
They are multiplying.
One just came out of the trees. There you go.
Rock Creek is a lovely park, man.
It is.
It's a gem right here in
town. Checking out the foliage.
Let's talk a little bit about what we're about to see today. We talk about players from these programs on a weekly basis. These 2 teams come stacked with talent. Let's start on the DeMatha side of the ball for some players to watch. T, your boys in blue and white today, but just some big names here. Marshawn Lloyd leads them all.
Yeah, Marshawn, he got the eyes of the nation last week with that run he had. That was a Sports Center top 1 play. We've been talking about Cameron Thomas coming on in the passing game. He's really been a key factor for them. Then on the defensive side, you got Greg Penn, Colin Mobley, and Kozai Izzard. 3 just mammoth guys that are going to be a huge challenge for the St. John's offense today.
Let's go to the St. John's side of the ball, where we have once again enjoying watching some of the best players in the district, shall we say, led by the number 1 wide receiver in the nation, Rakim Jarrett.
Yeah, he's a huge factor in today's game plan on both sides of the ball. Like we talked about, St. John's is going to try and get it to him. Hey, DeMatha's going to have to put 2 on top. There's no way they're going to play that single coverage against Rakim. Now, they might get away with a few snaps of it, but I don't think it happens consistently.
He's going to get you eventually.
With Sol J coming back after getting knocked out of the game 2 weeks ago, you got Baby Bus coming in, starting at D-tackle, getting some carries at the running back position. Colby McDonald, man, he's been Mr. Consistent all year long.
Yes, he has.
And let's keep an eye on Arturo Maddox, number 52. We know Marshawn Lloyd can leap linebackers in a single bound. We saw it, like you said, so did the rest of the nation last week. Arturo Maddox, St. John's man in the middle, trying to prevent that from happening.
Keys to the game today, guys. Once again, let's start on the DeMatha side of the ball. Coach Bill McGregor brings his boys down to Military Road. They got some work to do, and it all starts for them getting things going in the passing game.
Yeah, they're going to have to get the ball in the air at some point because I think they're just too big, too strong in the middle there to bang it up there all game long. Now, DeMatha's going to rely on that running game for the most part, but it's the play action, the big play that's going to possibly play a big factor in this game, and you have to limit Rakim Jarrett's touches. No doubt about it. Eventually, he's going to have that big play. You just got to limit how many he's going to have.
If you dare Rock to beat you, he can and he will, and we've seen him do it. On the St. John's side of the ball, guys, keys to the game for Coach Casamento and his staff as they are looking to make their way with momentum into the WCAC, playoffs. Got to get those running backs going.
They got to get Colby, Baby Bus, maybe even Jamar, maybe a little Soul J, depending on how healthy he is. They got to establish the running game. This game has historically been won at the line of scrimmage, and who wins it today is going to walk out of here with the W.
Cannot let Marshawn Lloyd go one-on-one with a tackler. Got to see those black jerseys flocking to Marshawn Lloyd when he's got the ball.
Yeah, this is year 4 of a St. John's defense having to contain a guy like Marshawn Lloyd. What we saw him do, it's one of the most historic runs in WCAC football history. We know how dynamic it is. He is. The cut he made in the championship game last year. The type of back that he has, you have got to get all helmets to the ball. There is no arm tackling this cat.
Kev, favorite St. John's DeMatha memory?
Well, you know what? I didn't have a ton of success against these guys, and T took us down sophomore year, but late fourth quarter, I was lucky enough to step in front of a pass that the guy to my left threw. He got the final call and say in the championship that day. But, I like to always remind him he got the ring, but I got the pick because not all quarterbacks didn't play defense. I didn't know if you knew that back then. But, at St. John's, you had to play 2 positions, and that was just part of the deal back then. We had about 9 guys going both ways. And I was lucky enough to step in one of those passes. I can't say it was one of my favorite memories because we didn't get the W.
Yeah, I felt bad for him. He just couldn't win, so I figured I'd just throw him a ball.
That's pretty nice.
Give him a memory. Yeah, give him a memory to think about.
I remember you had some choice words for him on that day, if I'm not mistaken. If my memory serves me correctly from hearing the story over and over again.
Listen, we did hang out together that night.
Yeah.
We shook hands on the field, and I said to him, if it had to be somebody, I'm glad it was you. If it couldn't be me, I'm glad it was you. He chuckled and kept it moving. So,
I was happy.
I think I'm a very patient man. But no, it's part of what we do. It's why we're here today. It's a big reason why this rivalry that we had. We were brothers off the field. But in between the lines, the language was a little bit different. The feeling was a little bit different.
Sure.
I was all scarlet and gray. He was all blue and red. And then afterwards, we figured out how to be family again.
Yep.
T, favorite St. John's DeMatha memory?
Well, I'd have to say it was the 77-yard touchdown that won the championship 7-0. But I actually do remember my first start being right here on this field. It wasn't the exact field because it was actually dirt and grass back at that.
It's somewhere down
at that
there.
time. It's somewhere underneath there, but it was in this place, just like you were talking about with the background of Rock Creek Park and the whole feel and everything. It just, my brothers all went to St. John's before me. I was the smartest one that went to DeMatha in the family. So
debatable.
So, but it just all, it brings so many memories back and stuff like that. And I can remember that first start I got here. Against St. John's and against Kevin. It was that game you circled on your calendar because you were looking forward to not only a great game, but playing against guys that you grew up with, and you're friends with. And that's what made it special for us.
And, Ken, similar to how I felt after 2 days of celebrating the Nats championship, is exactly how you felt for about 2 days after you played in this game. DeMatha St. John's, and you'll notice it today. I apologize, but it's going to be violent out there. It is going to be not for the weak, not for the timid. This game is going to be won by who is the toughest, baddest team out here in Rock Creek Park today.
We talk about DC sports. I was lucky enough to get a seat last night to watch the Caps win 6-1. We know a lot of people were downtown watching the parade, celebrating an amazing championship for the Nats. It is championship season. First Amendment Sports will be bringing you championships all weekend long. Tomorrow will be at Catholic University where we will be carrying the girls field hockey championship, which I believe St. John's is playing in. Speak of all these fine folks here. Boys and girls soccer championships and the girls volleyball championships, all at Catholic.
All in one day.
Yeah, and we'll put all the matchups together. But I was talking to Griff, and having the girls volleyball team and the girls field hockey team at Catholic tomorrow is going to be a lot of fun. We'll see a lot of these same people there tomorrow.
Yeah, the cadets and the volleyball, and I know we have a Gonzaga Good Counsel men's final in soccer, and
yet another Gonzaga championship on First Amendment Sports.
The Jamboree. We're going to be there for the Jamboree.
The Jamboree.
We like all of you guys to come up and say hello. We're looking forward to all these families talking about this league that we love so much and what it means to you. So come share that information with us. We can't wait.
Looks like we're going to get some captains and a coin toss here. We're about 5 minutes away. Student section is beginning to fill up. It is a reunion weekend. Once again, First Amendment Sports is proud to be on hand for a reunion weekend.
Shout out to Kevin Ricka and his 1994 mates.
Yeah.
Hey.
And 89, right?
You know, we're all 94 here. But, yes, 89 all the way through 2009. Every 5 years to celebrate now here today. But, hey, all the guys last night down at the Avenue, they came to dinner here last night in my class. Looking forward to celebrating with them all day long. And, you know, we're all 94 guys. It's what we've done. And we're all brothers in arms. And, hey, by the way, you guys are both invited afterwards, from what I understand.
Yes.
A St. John's cadet is a young man of honor and integrity. And
That feels special.
Well, you should be.
Great.
But you don't know what's going to happen when you get there. We
Okay,
haven't told you about that yet. There's some paybacks from 92.
We will take you all the way through the opening prayer, the anthem, and the kickoff. Let's set people up. Next Saturday, we have a night game, a 7 p.m. kickoff at Catholic. St. John's playing the host at Catholic for Gonzaga, which, again, you talk about all the ways this thing can end up. We talked about on our show on Tuesday night about how close it is, how anything could happen. Any seed, really, for the most part, any of the top four teams can host a playoff game still.
That's true, because if they're the way it works out, if St. John's happens to win the last two games, now there's 4 scenarios. I'm not getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't give me a hard time. There's 4 different scenarios.
Right.
One that we're going to talk about right now is the most interesting to me, and it's just a problem that can't be solved. There will be a 3-way tie for second if St. John's wins the last 2 games and Good Counsel and DeMatha beat McNamara.
Yep.
There'll be a 3-way tie for second. Well, they will go to pulling names out of a hat. And if anyone else out there has a better way to do this, I'm sure we'd all like to know it, because right now it's just there's nothing else you can do. Yeah. You can't play any more football. You know, it's a coin flip or a pick out of a hat or maybe a poker game. Maybe an athletic director's poker match.
That would actually be the best odds right there for everybody.
Didn't you suggest leg wrestling at one point in time?
Listen, I'm an Indian wrestler from the old school, but that was not my suggestion.
Okay. I didn't know who wrote that down. I thought that was in your handwriting. I'm excited to see. For the longest time, we were waiting to see some referees on the field. Now they're taking control of the things. Did they already call a penalty? No, they didn't already call a penalty. Don't worry. That was not an illegal shift. He was just getting ready to toss the coin. Looks like St. John's is going to. St. John's has the direction they want. We're about 2 minutes away, guys. Get ourselves an opening prayer and a national anthem in, and we'll be underway.
We got a senior day for the St. John's cadets along with reunion weekend. How about ending your high school career before you head off to college right here against the DeMatha Stags? The last time the St. John's cadets will play a regular season game on their home turf. Emotions are running high today here.
I always love that. I always love to see the parents walking out and all the underclassmen and everyone kind of welcoming them onto the field. Senior day is awesome. High school, college, it's awesome. When you look at some of these kids, they've been working hard for 4 years.
Yeah, we've been following them, and we've been rooting for them for 4 years. And you know what? I get sad this time. I don't want to see these guys go, and it's awesome to follow their college careers. But what they do today and what they've done their whole careers in the WCAC, these kids will never forget, especially amongst their peers. You know we don't.
Well, I know it's special because I never even got my senior day. You know, I had my accident before it was able to happen, but I feel so happy for all these guys to be able to have this experience.
We'll toss it over to the PA for pregame prayer and anthem.
Gives goosebumps, boys.
Ready to play some football now. We'll wait for the cadet corps come off the field. Coaches wearing the leis.
Yeah, very interesting, especially on Sol Jay's senior day. His family, brought the custom over here from Oahu, the North Shore. It's customary to give the chiefs of either team a lei in a time of peace and peacemaking. And it's also very customary, as we all know, hello and goodbye. And on Sol Jay's senior day, on a day like today, it's all about sportsmanship and leadership.
I'm glad you cleared that all up because I didn't see St. Mary's Riken anywhere in
No,
sight.
that's
I was
true.
wondering why the leis were here.
That's true. They do theirs for Ken Marangolo.
That's right.
Yes.
St. John's is going to line up to return. Rakim Jarrett, center stage and back. He's going to be joined by our main man, number 5, Jamar. Who has had just an amazing season. Jamar Curtis, the sophomore.
Yeah, he doesn't get a whole lot of touches, but boy, when he does, he's electric. I think we keep an eye on him and keep an eye on number 2, Caleb Coombs, all day today, with a lot of attention being paid to Rakim Jarrett, and rightly so. It looks like Caleb Coombs might get some opportunities in man coverage this afternoon.
And we are underway. Ball to Jamar. Is going to be fielded. He's past the 15. He's going to be touched at the 20. Call him down at the 25.
So you're going to notice today St. John's has a few different starters on the offensive line. Tyze Johnson, a superstar defensive tackle, recruited by Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, LSU, and Florida, getting the start today at left tackle. You're also going to see Ken Juan Manuel jumping in at right guard. 2 guys that haven't gotten a start all year long, got a little bit of experience late in the Good Counsel game, but not a regular starter due to Kyreek Mason going down and Trayvon Branch being out for the afternoon.
1st and 10 for the Cadets. Sol Jay in shotgun. And it is going to be an inside handoff. It's like Colby.
They're going to try to test the middle of that defense for DeMatha and keep them honest. I think that St. John's is the most balanced offense, I think, in this league. They have the most dynamic players on the inside and on the outside, plus a very good line. So see who can control that line of scrimmage is going to be a huge factor in today's game.
2nd and 7. Sol Jay surveys 4 wide. He's looking to pass. Out to Colby. And he's going to be, I believe they're going to give him 1st down yardage. That's the 1st down for the Cadets.
Ken, a staple of the St. John's offense early in the season, we were calling games, was getting the ball in the flats to the running backs out of the backfield, letting them do work. Getting back to it this week for the first time in a couple weeks, you see Colby getting that 1st down yardage, making it possible.
We'll keep our eyes also. We had him in our players to watch. Arturo Maddox, I believe he's the next offensive lineman if they need to press someone into action. 1st and 10. St. John's setting up at the 35-yard line, their own 35-yard line. Three wide receivers to Sol Jay's left. Colby swings out.
Yeah, call run all the way for Sol Jay right there. It looked like they're going to try and throw the ball to the flat, but he pulled it down pretty quick, tried to find something on the other side, and DeMatha did a great job pursuing to the ball.
Yeah, it took a little too long to develop, and we got Colin Mobley and Keziah Izzard out wide.
Yeah.
Those are some big dudes out there.
Look at Keziah,
setting
number
the
9.
edge.
Looked
Number
like a
9's
play
huge
try
dude.
versus, we've seen Caleb run a lot with running away from the bunch of receivers. It's going to be 2nd and long for the Cadets.
Look how big number 9 is right there, just standing there.
Oh, yeah. Darren need to run at him. Swinging out to Rakim. He's across the 40, making his way to midfield. It's going to be down at about the 46. That's a 1st down for the Cadets.
It's one way to get him the ball, Kev.
Yeah, very creative way. We haven't seen much of that this year, but when you got guys getting that much attention paid to them over top, bring them out of the backfield.
Yeah, throw
Flip
it
it out there.
backwards.
Get it to your athletes in space. Let them make plays. Excellent block by Tyze Johnson on his 1st start of the year out wide.
I think he was happy about that, too. He looked like he was enjoying himself.
He was. Defensive mentality at the left tackle offensive position.
2 big 1st downs for St. John's this game so far.
Cadets on the left hash, just on their side of midfield. Rock in motion. And Colby's trying to stay up there. DeMatha gang tackles.
Just too much penetration by that DeMatha front 4. Nothing got going for St. John's here. Look at all those white jerseys right there, and he keeps going the wrong way.
Second series in a row here. They're going to lose yards on first down.
Yeah, great play
Second
by
set of
number
downs, I should
57, David Gingienyo. I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly, T.
That's really good.
There we go, man.
That's really good.
That's not bad, and it was a great play by the young man. Well done, 5-7.
Second and long. Let's see what they got dialed up for the Cadets.
Look out. Is that him again? No,
Colby dropped quick in the backfield for another loss. It's going to be third.
That's a big-time play right
17.
there.
Well,
that is a big-time play.
Colin Mobley, that's how you get offered by LSU, Florida, and Tennessee.
Yep.
I think you got to make a few more of those.
Look how quick he gets back there.
Oh, wow. He's met
right
the
on the mesh.
Yep, he came untouched.
The key there is not fumbling. There's a lot of folks in the backfield on that one. About 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. St. John's driving, facing third and long from their own 40-yard line.
St. John's success so far in this drive has been on the outside.
Soldier looking to throw. It's got time.
Uh-oh.
And there's Rock. He's at the 30, at the 20. He's going to make his way to the end zone for a St. John's Cadets score. No flags on the field that I can see. 7 minutes, 46 seconds to go. St. John's strikes. That was a good-looking play.
Give all the credit to Coach Casamento. He's been chomping at the bit to run that action. I don't know how he disappears or how you lose number one out there, but what a well-designed play. Perfect toss by Soldier. St. John's takes the lead.
Well, you said disappears, Kevin. He's on the left side, on the inside. Look at that mesh right
yes,
there. Two DeMatha guys get tangled up, and you cannot leave number one all by himself, or he'll do this to you. He's all by himself, and then just casually puts on the jets right here to make sure no one can catch him.
You know, facing the wrong way.
That's got to be a great feeling.
Turn around and sprint 50 yards.
Oh, that gear? Yeah, we didn't have any of those gears.
No.
Extra point is up. It is good. The score is 7-0. St. John's Cadets on third and forever. Huge play. DeMatha brings the sixth man through the middle, completely untouched. Soldier sees him, stands in, and delivers a ball where it had to be.
That's exactly what happened, Ken. You saw it, T, and you said it. The well-balanced St. John's offense coming out, trying to use the backside of the backfield, running the ball up the middle, finding ways to get the ball into Rakim Jarrett's hands. St. John's has got to be thrilled with how this game has just started.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth, Kevin. I mean, they weren't having success in the middle, but you still got to keep going there, right? Keep going there so that DeMatha has to realize that's where they're going to try to probably go on first down. But then you get on the outsides with the running backs, and then you throw in the wrinkle with the inside release and the confusion of the DeMatha defense, using that against them for one of your best players you're ever going to see playing on this field.
A quick strike, just a tad over 4 minutes on the drive. DeMatha facing a similar situation as they had the last time you saw them on this network against Gonzaga. Gonzaga was able to really get about another minute and a half to 2 minutes in some of those drives. St. John's going to take it any way they can get it, of course. But right now, I'm looking back here, and I'm looking at some white jerseys that I probably don't want to kick to.
The red, white, and blue team has a kid on their team that's pretty dynamic himself.
George Alvarez might be looking to put this.
Goes to him, though.
The ball just always finds him, though, doesn't it? Alvarez gets it off. It is a pooch punt to not Marshawn's side. It's collected at the 17 by K.J. Winston.
K.J. Winston.
And he's still moving. He's past midfield.
That's a great return.
DeMatha, good response.
Hey, this is one of the top sophomore-ranked tailbacks in the area. I know DeMatha has quite a stable, but remember the name, K.J. Winston.
Yeah.
He's an extreme talented young man. And speaking of talent, I think we have 3 elite superstars in this league, guys. I don't think we're going to get any arguments. Caleb Williams, Marshawn Lloyd, and Rakim Jarrett. Each one of those 3 young men has been in the top 10 ESPN Player of the Night in the last year. That's what we got going in this league.
Tell me what another league that has that.
There isn't one.
There isn't. Can't be.
There's a guy that just came out for St. John's, number 23, M.J. Sherman. We'll keep our eyes on him, as he's definitely going to want to try to get his hands on number 2 for the DeMatha Stags. Malachi Anthony set up in shotgun with Marshawn Lloyd. First down handoff, and he is met in the backfield.
Big
By
Tyze.
the big man.
Hey, going both ways. This kid's a superstar in the junior class. He's in the ESPN Top 300. He's going wherever he wants to, and a team captain as a junior. That says everything about the young man you need to know.
He cut his way right past the interior of DeMatha's offensive line to meet Marshawn in the backfield. It's going to be second and about 13 called a long 12 for the Stags at the St. John's 46-yard line.
Defensive line play after just one of the St. John's plays in this game has been unbelievable so far.
And keep an eye on big number 7 on that line.
Another handoff to number 2. He gets through the middle of the line, and he is going to be met. It will be third down, but that was a good-looking play by Marshawn Lloyd.
You know, what's crazy about Marshawn Lloyd is he's got good patience when the patience needs to be there. But if that hole's there, the speed that he has is unbelievable right through the gate.
It's a violent, quick. I mean, it's going his way. He's using. I mean, physics becomes a factor.
Keep an eye on your boy Bryce Butler in at linebacker, subbing in right there for Isaiah Jordan. Big number 14, getting his first reps at the position of the season, Ken.
Malachi Anthony starting out under center. I believe we're going to have a false start on the Stags.
You can't have that. You got momentum with you. You're doing well, and then you shoot yourself in the foot. Give yourself unnecessary adversity here.
3rd and 7 from the 40 now for the Stags. A little bit of a different situation for the Cadet defense, but you still got to be keying on number 2. And I tell you what, number 6, Josh Dodd, I talked about it a couple weeks ago. He really impressed me. I know Cameron Thomas has stood out, but Josh Dodd, the senior wide receiver.
That was a big penalty. It was a big third down for DeMatha.
We got another flag coming from the side of the field, and it looks St. John's thinks it's going to be on DeMatha. They didn't get it off.
Game.
You're absolutely right. Now, this is something that happened at the beginning of the Gonzaga game. They did get things under control, but this is exactly the problem they had against Gonzaga in the first quarter.
You went from 3rd and 3 to 3rd and 8. Now you don't know whether they necessarily have to run it or not. This, you got to run it. You got to run it. Because you know St. John's is just going to keep them in front of them right now.
Well, as you say that, Cam Edge has checked into the game. Number 12 in the huddle, the freshman sensation.
You got to believe he's coming in to throw it.
I mean, you know what?
That's his forte.
We saw him in action against the Eagles. He played with a lot of poise, kept the Stags not just in the game, but with a chance.
The young man went 6 for 7 in the second half, brought his team back into contention, had a chance to tie it up with under 37 seconds left after leading the team down. Yeah, I think that qualifies as tons of poise.
4 wide receivers. Marshawn Lloyd in the backfield. Cam Edge stands on the J at 50-yard line, ready for the snap with 5.5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
It's a tough situation to put your freshman quarterback in, though. 3rd and 12, coming off the bench. Hey, can you
Jordan White doesn't feel too stressed out about this scenario.
Can you get us out of this situation, please, young man?
Yeah. Bring the freshman in to clean it up.
Here we go. Clock is running again. Back to pass. Cam Edge. He's got time. Over the middle.
Wow.
Good-looking throw.
Wow.
Good-looking catch. I believe that was Bent. No, that wasn't Bent.
Jaden Bradley.
That was Jake Bradley.
First of all, great protection by the DeMatha line with that St. John's defense coming after the young freshman. What about the freshman just stepping up in the pocket and delivering a perfect pass?
That ball was well thrown.
Malachi back in. Take over in 1st and 10 at St. John's 30-yard line. Hand off to Marshawn Lloyd. Was that Bryce Butler? With the tackle, it was a good-looking tackle.
That's a heck of a fill right there. You know, hasn't played the position all year long. Looks like he's a pro veteran out there. Back in comes Isaiah Jordan.
Oh, he's going to get a little dab when he comes over. That was good looking. That's a tough decision to make when you take on Marshawn Lloyd at the line of scrimmage like that.
Well, he's getting congratulated by the legendary Dino Campbell for his play right there.
2nd and 10, just under 5 minutes. Malachi Anthony at quarterback for the Stags.
Remember, Malachi has very good wheels himself. Watch him get an opportunity in the run game as well.
Looking to throw. Quick one out and a quick tackle. It's going to bring up 3rd down.
Taking what the defense gives. We have Dino Campbell on the sidelines over here for the St. John's Cadets, a DeMatha legend. He just went into the 1981 Hall of Fame, the baseball team, coached by Bill McGregor. And Dino coached with Bill, and they're very close. A very interesting part of the chess match out here today.
They hurried to the line. Now they're going to check back with the coaches. Jaden Bradley, second catch on the drive. A good-looking 6'4" junior wide receiver for the Stags.
I think DeMatha only won 19 titles with Bill as the head coach and Dino as the D coordinator.
Malachi's going to look to run. He's around the side.
Bryce
Butler again gets him corralled. It's going to be 4th down. Guys, they're inside the 25, which is where Coach McGregor seems to be comfortable considering the field goal. We'll see if he wants field goals today.
How about Bryce Butler?
We do know that they can make it from this distance, and they are going to go with the field goal.
Yeah.
Take the points while you got them.
I think we were seeing him warm up today, guys. 42 yards. He seemed to be pretty comfortable.
It's going to be about a 34-yard kick here.
Daniel Holbrook.
39. Listen, let me get that St. John's math in there.
I'm sorry, 39.
The kick is up.
That was nice.
And it is good. He looked good in warm-ups.
We got a penalty. We got a penalty. I think it might be a roughing the kicker situation.
A roughing the kicker. It's an automatic first down.
You take points off the board?
Coach McGregor's old school. I got to believe he'll. Well, they're asking Coach Kaz.
They're asking the St. John's.
Yeah,
well,
the referees aren't communicating.
You know it's a big game when this gentleman is out there explaining what's happening.
Yeah.
He seems to get all the big ones out here. Very interesting choice.
He's got it under control now.
I think they're going to take the points off the board.
I think that's the right choice. You get a first down. You get closer. If you can't make it into the end zone, you still have an opportunity to kick another field goal.
I agree with this, but the book says, they warn against taking points off the board early in the football game, but I don't care about the book. If Bill McGregor doesn't care about the book, I don't care about the book.
I think Bill McGregor's worried a little bit more about the 2 penalties that put him in a very precarious situation that possibly kept him from getting into a touchdown range.
Malachi Anthony and Marshawn Lloyd go back to work. 1st and 10, just outside the 15-yard line. It's a handoff to Marshawn up inside, and he breaks it outside around the corner.
You know, it's easier to take 3 off when you got 2 in.
Yeah.
What a run. He makes a run like that look like a highlight reel run.
Going to bring up 2nd and very short.
You know, most running backs, we see this even in the NFL, most running backs, if they don't have a clear shot at hitting a gap with speed, very little can they start and stop at the line of scrimmage or have like a stutter step in the backfield and then make something of it. But Marshawn Lloyd is one of those backs.
2nd and 1, inside the 10-yard line, Stags offense. Trying to punch it in. Pitch out to the right, Marshawn Lloyd. He's got a little company, but he's making some moves. He's going to lose a couple yards there.
There's 52, Arturo Maddox. He's a tackling machine. Hey, guys, keep an eye on the matchup. Dwayne Alec Jr. heading to Boston College at left tackle, going up against M.J. Sherman. Heading to Georgia, that's a premier matchup all day long to keep an eye on. Watch these 2 guys going at it.
There's premier matchups all over the place. But right there, that last play, DeMatha was not able to capture the corner. I don't think they executed that play very well. Ball got too deep, and the pursuit by the St. John's defense was too much. Marshawn could not do any magic on that play.
Yeah, the sophomore Isaiah Smith, number 33, maintaining, contained, bringing Marshawn back inside where he has help. Great play by the sophomore.
DeMatha sets up at the 12. It's going to be 3rd down. Malachi with the pass. He's looking out to his left. Josh Dodd working against – who's he working against? He looks like he was working against Josh Thompson there. It's going to bring up 4th down again. Good-looking play. Good coverage. Josh Dodd fighting for the ball. They're going to try to take 3 again.
It was good defense, but I think they were going for the back shoulder there, and ball wasn't up in the air enough to allow Josh Dodd to make his own adjustment to the ball. Got to give your wide receiver a chance to make the catch.
Daniel Holbrook out to attempt his 2nd field goal attempt of the day. It is up, and it is good. 7-3 for the 2nd time today. Deja vu all over again. 2 minutes to go in the 1st quarter. St. John 7, DeMatha 3. I'll tell you, Marshawn Lloyd, there's a weird. I don't want to ask you guys feel. There's a weird feel to this game. I feel like I'm tight. I feel nervous.
Loosen up, Marangolo.
Sorry guys. This atmosphere is amazing.
There's no apologizing. It's St. John's DeMatha. It is amazing. Listen, you can see the talent on the field oozing all over the place. The chess match between these legendary coaches on both sides of the ball. It's about their millionth game they've coached in each. Hey, both of them, we talked about it, 18-4 in their last 22 WCAC games. with a championship. So
Yeah.
Casamento's career here in the WCAC is 18-4 with the title. Bill McGregor going back to 8 years ago and including this season, also 18-4 with the title. You know, it doesn't get much better than that.
Well, give the edge to St. John's right now. Offensively, they found their playmaker for a huge play that got them 7. Marshawn Lynch did a great job with it, one huge play, but St. John's defense able to hold them to a field goal.
I mean, hey, I know he looks like a pro, and we're going to do it all day long, and I'm going to do it next. But it's Marshawn Lloyd out there that they kept out of the end zone. Yeah, but it's that's
It
a
just
compliment.
rolls off the
It
tongue.
does.
You know?
Jamar Curtis
And he
starts
runs
at the
ball.
2, makes his way out to the left. He's got some room, and, man, he is cutting, and he's going to
Look
get
out.
just about to the 30-yard line where the Cadets will take over. I'll tell you what, it'll be fascinating to watch the DeMatha offensive line adjust to what St. John's was actually very, able to do very well, which is put hands on Marshawn Lloyd in the backfield.
Yeah.
You got to get to him. You got to get to him early. He's going to make people look bad. He's going to make people miss. But you got to get to him, and they did. And they got to him with 3 or 4 different players during that first drive.
Yeah, you're not going to stop him, but timely tackling is what they got, and getting him out of bounds down here on that little inside run that he popped out. You know, against a lot of teams, that's 6.
Cadets get to work. 30-yard line. Soljay waits for the snap on 1st and 10. Rakim in motion. He keeps it. Pitches it to Rakim. Ball's on the ground. DeMatha picks it up. Is that Kazai Izzard?
It is.
He's going to make his way for a stag touchdown. A miscue by the Cadet offense results in 6 points so far.
Well, it's
for
an
DeMatha Catholic.
unforced error by St. John's offense. The pitch looked all right. Maybe Rakim just didn't see it coming in because Izzard's presence was right there, as well as the corner, and then he scoop and scores. This is what coaches look at the most. What is the turnover ratio? Who wins that battle? It is the biggest game changer in every game that's played. And right now,
Well, as the chess match
DeMatha
goes,
got it.
you got a corner blitz coming out an option. Rakim got a little at the last second. It was unsure because that pitch was on the money. It's the second time in 2 weeks that a St. John's option has been returned for a touchdown by a good counsel or DeMatha defensive end.
Daniel Holbrook. Daniel Holbrook got to attempt the point after, but there's a flag before it gets.
Looks like there's
Attempted.
12 guys in the field for the Cadets. And there is.
Both teams.
some coaches think about once you get halfway there, then you go for 2.
Well, this happened 2 years ago in the St. John's DeMatha game, regular season, over at the PG Sportsplex.
I remember.
There was an offsides
right.
penalty on DeMatha. It was 14-13, and that caused Casamento to bring the kicking team back off and go for 2, where they were stopped at the goal line,
Yep.
and DeMatha hung on to win. 4 of the last 5 games have had a defensive stand between
Oh, my
these two.
gosh. Looks like
Coach
he's gonna
McGregor looks going to
keep
take the 1, go up 3.
Don't be greedy. Not at this point in the game. No need to.
Yeah, those kinds of plays are tough.
Oh, the momentum
first
of
quarter
a,
especially,
the
yeah.
momentum of a defensive touchdown in a game of this magnitude.
Yeah, the first big break goes the Stags' way.
Kick is up and good. DeMatha takes the lead. 10-7. Just under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Got a flag
And
down.
I do see a flag down. Don't know what they're
A
calling
lot of
here.
laundry
Yeah.
in this first quarter. Minute 47 left to go.
Looks like it's going to be offsides on the Cadets. From this angle, it's the side judge with the flag down on the 5-yard line.
I think they're walking it back. Looks like it's going to be go against the Stags.
Well, then we got offsides.
Yeah.
You know, it's got to be one or the
It's
other.
got to be one or the other. False start, offsides.
I'll tell you what, Daniel Holbrook's going to get tired here soon. He's kicked more in this game than he's probably kicked all season long.
Well, let's see. The scoreboard's still giving him the extra point.
This fourth swing of the leg right here.
And it's good.
Again.
Put it back up on the board.
Practice makes perfect.
St. John's trailing by 3 as they'll look to go back on offense and shake that last mistake off.
Wow, man. I mean, 147 left to go in the first quarter. I'm already tired myself. There's been enough action in this first quarter already, living up to the billing of this game.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot more of these moments, and Ken, you're right to say that St. John's has to shake it off. It's the first quarter. This game is going to go back and forth. We know it's going to get nuts. It always is. Got to get the St. John's offense back out there, up to the same tricks they were up to in the first drive, and forget about that mistake. Get Rakim back involved in the offense with a positive situation.
Student section seems feeling a little tense.
They're freezing.
I guess it's camo day. There's a lot of camo today in the stands. Who's going to kick it off to? Right, they switched positioning for St. John's, and they're going to find Jamar Curtis again, and it's going to be a touchback. Rakim and Jamar switch sides, tried to trick the Stags into kicking it to number 1.
Fellas, I'm talking about these goal line stands. Last year in the fourth quarter, DeMatha had 5 plays inside the 5. Greg Hudgens intercepted Marshawn Lloyd trying to jump in over on 4th down, and they got the W. In the playoffs, Cam Good with a huge 4th down stop in the fourth quarter on their own 28 to nullify the drive. We talked about the 14-13 two-point conversion. And remember the defensive stand after that crazy championship game 2 years ago?
Yep.
The defense has gotten the save in 4 of the last 5 of these contests.
Man.
1st and 10.
Hey, we got Rakim Jarrett in one-on-one coverage out wide here.
It's been happening all game. The way Josh Wilson, the defensive coordinator for DeMatha, likes to play it.
OJ's going to move out to his right. Puts on a nice fake. He's going to get to the ground and protect himself. It'll be 2nd down and short yardage for the Cadets as he makes it to about the 25-yard line.
Antoine Booth, the cornerback for DeMatha, did a great job of not letting Rakim get loose, but we talked about it before. He's going to get plenty of chances. If he gets 6, you can stop him 5, but that 6th one is going to hurt you.
And obviously they have backyard football in Oahu because that was a backyard football play there made by Soldier in the open field.
2nd and 5. Tight formation. There's the pitch.
Quick toss. I don't know if he got it.
Colby's going to be just short of 1st down yardage.
I've never really loved the quick toss or any kind of sweep play to the short side of the field. It's a tough one.
Listen, we're not sitting here saying what's a good call, what's a bad call, but yes, I haven't either. It's so
the
many
numbers
collisions,
don't make it.
so many. It just looks so, especially with the size and speed of these guys.
Yeah.
3rd and 1. Number 7 comes into the game. Antoine Littleton. We said his name at the top of the show. Short yardage situations are tailor-made for this running back. He joins Soldier in the backfield. And it's going to be a fake to him. Soldier going to keep it and move around to his left. He's got 1st down yardage, and he does spare himself from taking a knock there. It's going to be 1st down for the Cadets as they faked it to Baby Bus.
Yeah, and it was a tough yard, though. He ran about 16, 17 yards to get that 1 yard, but you get chains moving.
Hey, number 21, B.J. Blake looks like a player to me. You know, he caused that turnover on the defensive touchdown by Izzard.
The sophomore?
The sophomore getting some run here in a big-time game, big-time atmosphere.
Physically, he does not look like a sophomore out there.
No, he doesn't.
Lined up against number 1 right now.
Off coverage.
Look at the throw. Caleb Coombs, the intended receiver, didn't turn around. Looked like Soldier had him inside. Just didn't hook up on that.
Timing was off there between the two.
You said at the top of the show, Kevin, he's got a real chance today if Coach McGregor expends a lot of energy and focus on number 1. Caleb's out there. He's shown what he can do in the last month when he gets the ball in his hands.
Without a doubt, it's always exciting for the receiving corps going up against DeMatha, knowing you're going to get that man-to-man, mano-a-mano, on an island type situation.
Here they go again.
2nd and 10. The first quarter winds down. Looking to throw. Soldier to his left. Flag coming.
Never good. That's never good for the lineman where that came from.
It does seem to be in the holding area. But we'll see what they
Bryce
say.
Butler. He looks to be the most upset right now.
It is going to be holding on the Cadets. And they will back him up. We'll call it 2nd and 20. Long yardage situations so far this game.
And it's
That's
a
where
spot.
they've
It's a
done their
spot.
damage.
It's a spot foul. Looks like it's going to be second and 24 here.
Yeah, you're right about that. They marched it. They marched it way back. Second and very long for Soljay Maeva. Caleb Coombs on the near side.
You don't have to get it all at once, though.
They go, but they won it all.
What
Bryce
a
Butler,
play.
the intended receiver, it is broken up by the DeMatha safety. Was that
He
BJ?
timed it up.
That wasn't BJ Blake. That was KJ. Was that KJ Winston?
It looks like it was KJ Winston, was it not? Yeah, it was KJ Winston, the
gifted running back.
young. He's listed as a running back and a
DB, yeah.
He does a great job of trying to time it perfectly to get it at the highest point. Just isn't able to come up with it.
Yeah, that ball was a tad bit up for grabs between two fantastic athletes.
Yep.
Well, he was open when he threw it.
Yeah,
That's
he
for
was.
sure. KJ Winston, though, I don't know if he lulled him into it or not, but he made a great play and a great close on that ball.
Play clock down to 1. They get it. They do get it off. Soljay to pass. He's flushed out to his left. He's looking to. He is scrambling, old school style, and they're not going to be able to bring him down. But they are able to corral him down inside the 15-yard line. That will bring up fourth down, maybe a loss of 2, maybe a loss of 3.
Watching Soljay now for the better part of 2 years, no one's going to challenge the guts of this kid whatsoever. He tries to make the most out of every single play, even if it doesn't look too good. He's going to keep it alive as long as he's able to.
Well, heck of a first quarter.
First quarter has come to an end. St. John's trailing 10-7. When we get things started, they will have the punt team on, go in the opposite direction. We want to thank Shulman Rogers for partnering with us this year, the WCAC. They are our sponsor for our first quarter highlights. And here's Soljay Maeva standing in. Here comes the blitzer. Nice shot to Rakim, who's able to turn around and outrun the defense.
Look how casual that is.
Here's Kozai Izzard scooping off the ground.
Johnny on the spot, BJ Blake. He deserves the assist.
Once again, it's not just how much you know about the law, it's how the law affects you, your family, your business. Give Mike Nakamura, Aaron Blank, Carl Prodel a call at Shulman Rogers as they partner with us on WCAC Football 2019. Thanks, guys. Tell them we sent you.
Kozai Izzard, one of the many Penn State commits of this league, also of DeMatha Golden Chumba, who's not going today because of the injury he sustained against Gonzaga.
George Alvarez in his own end zone. One of the better legs in the WCAC.
It always helps to have Alex Peich, senior heading to Notre Dame, the #1 ranked long snapper. When you're punting from your own goal line, it always makes a coach feel better to have a guy like that putting it right on the numbers.
DeMatha is going to take over just inside St. John's territory, 1st and 10, call it 48, 49-yard line.
Yeah, but DeMatha had great field position on their first possession after a really good return by KJ Winston in the special teams game, but they weren't able to punch it in.
Well, it is Marshawn Lloyd time. He is coming off a career-high 292 yards. We saw him go by people. We saw him go over people, put a foot in the ground, go left and right. He did it all last week. We got a penalty out here.
Already.
Well, we should just get used to saying that.
It's against St. John's again. It's going to move the ball even for. You're going to have the ball on the 33-yard line. Oh, there must have been a personal foul.
DeMatha setting up for 1st and 10 just outside St. John's 30-yard line. Things not going the Cadets' way over the last 5 or 6 minutes of game time. It's Malachi Anthony waits for the snap. Hands it off to number 2. The ball is down and it is recovered by DeMatha. But that ball did touch the ground. Marshawn Lloyd got bumped. Not someone who loses the ball.
No, that's big 72. Darius Fox saving the day for the Stags right there. You don't see Marshawn putting it on the turf. You got MJ Sherman over there having a conversation. He's I think he might be debating what the official call for holding means with
Yes.
Dwayne Alec Jr. We'll see how that transpires.
Malachi in shotgun. Marshawn Lloyd joining him in the backfield. Second and long. There's the head. Actually, is that Saeed?
That's
Sia
Bangura.
Bangura, and he's going to get first down yardage for the DeMatha Stags.
No worries. You take Marshawn Lloyd out, you put in Bangura, the backup, and he just gets you a 2nd and 12 handoff.
He's only offered by Penn State, Maryland,
Only.
as a running back.
C.A. Bangura, and a flag is down.
Another 12 guys on the field, I think. Looks like they just got a timeout.
Yeah,
though.
I think one referee thinks they got the timeout in time.
Yep.
Oh, he didn't have to confer. He just went with it. Ooh.
Well, how about that? I mean, C.A. Bangura, too, also playing a two-way, a rare DeMatha two-way player from what I can remember. But he's a football player. He reminds me a lot of Sean Aaron from Good Counsel. I think they both have very similar games. But to be able to have a guy like that in the reserve where there's not any drop-off, you're faced with a 2nd and 12, and you just give a zone read, run to him, and he picks it all up.
Hey, it looked like St. John's had the outside zone defended perfectly, but the way he hit that, the way he hit a crease, that's not coachable. That's just pure speed and talent, and he was in the right spot. Heck of a run by the backup.
Breaking a couple arm tackles, turning it inside at one point.
You know what? I shouldn't say backup. He's a part of the stable. He's not a backup to anybody.
Number 2 guy. Somebody's got to be one.
When you start for
nice to have him as
99.9%
number
of the teams in the nation, you don't deserve to be called a backup.
1st and 10, DeMatha lining up. Malachi calling the shots just outside the 20-yard line, threatening with a 3-point lead. There's the handoff to CA. MJ Sherman leading the tackling.
That was great athleticism by 23. You could see right there he's going to help the Georgia Bulldogs here for the next 4 years.
It's going to be 2nd and about 11. A long 10, short 11, depending on how they mark this.
And I hope that we're watching the game when he's making a tackle against C.A. Bangura.
Cam Edge checks
next
in.
level.
Why not?
Cam Edge checks in for the Coach McGregor's red zone offense. Marshawn Lloyd to his left. Freshman quarterback in shotgun with 4 wide receivers at his disposal.
Maybe it's just a 3rd and long package.
He's looking to throw.
That comes up short.
You just expect the freshman to make a play now every time he checks in.
I know,
So
right?
we need to take a deep breath. Remember, this is a 15, 14-year-old kid, but he doesn't look like it, does he?
No, I tried to get it to Josh Dodd. Wasn't able to work that seam inside.
Came off the hand a little bit funny.
Sure.
You're in that weird area of whether you try to go for the field goal or go for the first down. He's going to leave the offense out and go for the first down here.
3rd and 10. Cam Edge in the backfield for the Stags. From the right hash, he's looking to throw. He locks it on the receiver. He's got him.
Oh,
no
he dropped
catch. It looked like Jaden Bradley was going to score for the DeMatha Stags, and the Cadet defense was able to get there right as the ball hit his hands.
I don't know. You couldn't put this ball in a better spot. Look at the poise by the freshman back there. Nice little touch. Dropped it right under. Right over the shoulder.
He got a hand in there. That was a huge.
I want to say that was Josh Thompson.
Play
Josh Thompson getting a hand on there at the last second.
The sophomore DB.
Wow, that was big.
Perfect route, perfect ball, great defense.
The Daniel Holbrook Festival continues as he comes out for yet another try. The kick is up.
He's been money.
And he is a weapon for Coach McGregor. The DeMatha Stags have taken a 13-7 lead. And despite being down by 6 and despite just giving up points, St. John's has to feel pretty good about giving them that kind of field position and not giving up the touchdown.
You said it, field position. DeMatha has had 2 great field position starts for their offensive series, and St. John's defense has come up big in keeping them out of the end zone both times.
13-7. Feels like more points have been scored
Well, Holbrook's had like 15
Yeah,
kicks.
I mean,
I told you he's tired. He's going to ice up his leg before halftime.
Yeah, if this is a soccer game, he'd have 2 hat tricks by now. But right now, he's been the MVP for the Stags. You know, Mr. Consistent.
That's right.
He's putting everything right down the pipes.
Daniel Reyes is getting jealous over here on the St. John's sidelines.
Did I not say it was going to come down to the kicking game on Tuesday
may
night
have.
in the Tuesday night show?
You may have.
I don't know.
Which, if you haven't been watching, please go watch Tuesday nights on this channel.
When you start talking kickers on Tuesday, I tend to tune you out. But I do
I
recall you
would
saying
too.
that, and you were right.
There's the kick. It's going to hit. Jamar Curtis fields it at the 4-yard line. He's up to the 15. Contact right inside the 20, and that's where St. John's Cadets will take over. Looks like Rakim Jarrett and Jamar Curtis I think they might have tried to change jerseys that time. They're just trying to figure out a way to fool the DeMatha kicker.
Well, the one thing you notice with the level of talent on the field, it's very specific to see on special teams how fast and athletic these guys are coming down. The collisions are brutal. This is top level high school football.
St. John's offense takes over at the 20 from the right hash. Sol J. Maeva, Colby McDonald in the backfield.
St. John's offense needs to reward the St. John's defense by getting some points on the board here.
And get the run game going so they can get a little breather.
There's the inside handoff to number 3. He's going to pick up about 2 yards, bring up 2nd down.
I talked on Tuesday night about Colin Heinrich and Damon Arter, 2 guys that have been through all the battles and wars that you could possibly go through as a high school offensive lineman. I think you got to get these guys cooking, get them warmed up. It might be a 2-yard gain there, but you got to keep banging in that middle to open up this defense. And there's the big freshman for DeMatha, the guy that we've been talking about all week.
Caleb Coombs in single.
Yeah, Jason Moore's had some big plays for this DeMatha team.
6'6", 255.
Freshman.
There's the handoff. And Colby McDonald's able to break free through the middle of the line. He's going to be short of the 1st down, but it will bring up 3rd and about 1.5 or 2 yards for the Cadets as we get to 9 minutes left in the first half. Keep in mind, DeMatha gets the ball first in the second half.
Good read by Sol J. Great job up front by the offensive line. This is what you need.
Actually,
3rd and
looks like
manageable.
3rd and maybe a long 2.
Maybe it's a long 2. Rakim looking like here comes a safety shading onto his side of the field, but he is wide. Hand off to Colby. He's going to try to get it around the side. He's got 1st down yards and about another 7 or 8 to boot.
I love the way he runs the football. You see him get to the edge, then square his shoulders, deliver a blow, give his team that 1st down, plus a few more. And they have the luxury of bringing someone else in, big number 7, to give him a blow.
And that, Sammy, is what I call a classy run. Baby Bus takes over.
Yes.
Middle of the field, that could be number 7 territory.
Well, 2nd quarter is also his time. It's his time to shine. They like to get Colby a little rest in that 2nd quarter and get the bus warmed up.
1st and 10. And it is going to be a handoff to number 7. He's got a little bit of momentum going his way. A short gainer.
I think that was Barhan. Yeah, that's Barhan. He's a linebacker at 6'4" himself. But I think he just realized how hard it is to bring down Littleton.
Yes, Jay Sean, a top 40 player in the country in his class. Not sure he's had to tackle that before.
7.5 minutes, clock running. St. John's still on their side of the field. Looking to erase a 6-point deficit.
Keep an eye on Rakim at the slot.
Sol J wants to throw. It's Caleb Coombs. They're going to call that correctly a forward pass.
You got to catch that one. They had a nice little situation set up out wide. Sol J put it on the money.
Yeah, he had some yards to get there.
His big first opportunity of the day. It looked like he maybe tried to get going before the ball secured in his hand. Takes his head off it just at the last second.
3rd and 7. Just over 7 minutes to go in the half. DJ Lincoln's, Bryce Butler on the right.
Some big 3rd downs have already been made by both teams today.
Sol J looking to throw. He's got a lot of company in the backfield. He's going to escape and move out to his right. There's the pass. He's going to get Baby Bus.
Wow.
He's across the 40-yard line causing some damage. First down for the Cadets. A lot of work by the quarterback on that play, Kevin.
Soul J just a Houdini escape routine. Gets the transfer to the E4 to the Baby Bus for the first down. Big number 7's got some of the best hands on the team.
You're absolutely right.
Well, this is where Soul J is at his best. I've said it many a times before. When a play breaks down, he uses his legs to extend it. Look at the pursuit of these guys, but his legs are able to extend it all the way to the sidelines. And then how about Baby Bus? All the way downfield. Look at the big fella making a good catch and then picking up even more.
Kenwan Manuel and Damon Arter stayed alive for their quarterback in the backfield there. They had something to say about that to help out. 1st and 10 for the Cadets. Pitch to Colby McDonald to the left-hand side. He's got running room, guys. Powerful, gainer, clock moving.
Yes, sir, and to getting the run game going, having your island boat gambler in the backfield on senior day out here certainly helped the Cadets right there. Freewheeling, freestyling, and getting the job done, number 9.
You can just put a package together, a little highlight package of the third down plays by both teams in this game already, and that would be a pretty good highlight tape.
2nd and 5.
Drawn up into the dirt. Hey, just scramble around against 2 All-American defensive ends and throw it to a 280-pounder. He should be wide open.
He's probably not being covered deep down the field. Soldier awaits the snap. He's going to move to his left. He wants to throw, and he's got a receiver. The ball's a little bit low.
He had time. Soldier had time to square up on that one. He got rid of it a bit early.
Josh Gary
across the body.
Intended receiver.
Ball just died on.
Well, I think you run that play because you were in 4-down territory.
3rd and 5. Josh Gary checks out. Caleb Coombs coming on the field.
We have to remember, Soldier was knocked out of the Good Counsel game with an injury to his right throwing shoulder. 2 weeks ago. You could see him warming it up over there. We know how tough the kid is. No one's worried about that.
Rakim Jarrett in the slot on 3rd and 5. Colby in the backfield. Soldier scrambling, and that ball is batted down. He was close to the line of scrimmage when he threw that.
Well, that's the freaky athleticism by Jay Sean Barham. Again, 6'4", 225-pound sophomore linebacker. He just makes incredible plays like that, though. Look at him get up in the air and get a hand on the ball.
Oh, the length of Barnum right there, man.
Yep. He's one of 3 6'4" kids on the DeMatha team. That's the tallest that's on the roster.
A very, very effective pass rush, too, for the Stags on that play.
Hey, Mike Jones sure would be proud of Barnum and getting his hands in the passing lane right there.
Oh, there you go. 4th and 5. Soldier waits for the snap, looking to throw. He's out. He's got a receiver. I believe that's DJ Lincoln's.
Huge
for
play.
St. John's 1st down.
Huge 4th down play by Soldier.
Great grab by the sophomore, number 18. Excellent contributor to the offense.
Good look by Soldier. He was patient.
Yes, it was. He let the play unfold. He read the outside force player and dropped it in right where he had to.
Well-designed play, too.
Bryce Butler, Jamel Overton checking in.
Just looked
Josh
like
Gary coming off.
Looked like a banana route.
Colby McDonald.
This is a run right here. They're getting Colby back in the mix.
St. John sets up in the red zone. There's a handoff to number 3. He moves to his right, comes back to his left. There's a stiff arm. Kind of a small gainer, but he made his point.
Yeah, a nice cut, couple stiffies, but KJ Winston's a great athlete, and he maintained outside leverage, limiting that to a 1-yard gain.
Antoine Littleton checks in at running back. Bryce gets a blow. It's going to be 2nd and 9. We'll call it 16-yard line for the Cadets.
St. John's doing a great job in the run game, controlling the pace of the game, keeping that DeMatha offense off the field, getting some rest for the defense, see if they can capitalize.
Littleton flares out to the left. There's a flag on the play.
Side judge late. Interesting call coming.
Looked like he was throwing it towards the backfield where the ball came from.
Side judge with a hold. You don't see that all the time.
Wow. Looks like they got Taizé.
But you're right, Kevin. There's a lot of hands on hips on this DeMatha defense right now. They've been out on the field for pretty much it's been from the first quarter through the second quarter all the way up to 4:10 now. They've had this ball for over 5 minutes.
It's been over 5 minutes. They were up against it with about 7:40, so they've been really driving well.
That looks like a 20-yard penalty, guys. I know it's a spot foul, but where did that happen? 10 yards deep in the backfield?
That appears to be what they've called.
It's second and a mile.
They're saying second and 19, but it's second and 29. Soldier to pass. Out to Jamar Curtis, who's got wheels.
He is a blur.
And he's back into the red zone.
But once again, it's a St. John's back out of the backfield doing the biggest damage to this defense.
3rd and long. Call it about 3rd and 14, 3rd and 13 for the Cadets.
Well, she had a little bit of a pick there. Well, again, another well-designed play. For Kim Jarrett, able to get the inside linebacker who was responsible for the running back.
Three wide to the left for the Cadets on 3rd down. Soldier looking to pass. He's going to be able to get it out to Jamar Curtis, and he's tough to bring down one-on-one, and he makes a man miss. And he makes a cut to stay in bounds and get a few extra yards there. He already had the first down. Good-looking play by Jamar Curtis.
We talked about him. He doesn't get a ton of touches due to all the weapons on this offense, but when he does, it's worth the price of admission.
He did not get the first down. It's going to be 4th and
He didn't.
1.
My bad. I had a bad angle there. I thought he made a push up at the very end. And you're right. He was stopped, but it's going to be 4th and short. Timeout, St. John's.
Boy,
I'll tell you what,
a cut.
He wouldn't be down in a two-hand touch game.
Yeah, that cut was that was big league.
Big decision here for the Cadets. Take the 3 points or take the 1 yard. Try and make something happen.
You know,
what are you doing, T?
You go for it and you make it, you're a genius. You don't go for it and you miss it, and for somehow, whatever happens after that, whether you get the field goal or you don't for whatever fluke reason, then, people are going to point to that as, a big turning point in this game.
Taking the 3 or are you going for 7?
We are in Washington, D.C. today. I'm going to politically make my choice I don't know, second quarter, 3:36. I don't mind either call. Part of me says, knowing Coach Kaz and the way he is, every time I say this, he does go ahead and kick the field goal, but he wants to go get that 1 yard. This offensive line has been doing their thing this entire drive. Let's give them a chance to finish it.
Yeah, looking at the demeanor of the St. John sidelines right now, looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field.
With DeMatha getting the ball first in the second half with 3 minutes to go in the first half, I like St. John's to go for this, work a little bit more clock, hopefully still end up with points.
Something tells me number 7 is going to get this call.
You think so?
Keep an eye on Soldier.
Yeah.
Caleb Coombs to the left. Rakim Jarrett to the right. Like maybe we have someone tying their shoe. Safety first.
I mean, do they have the guts to go RPO here with Rakim out wide, single? He seems way too far.
I don't know if they'd go RPO.
He seems way too far out there.
DeMatha is packing the line.
With the inside leverage.
Here comes the snap.
Here comes the bus.
And here comes Antoine Littleton. I want to say he's got it.
I think it's going to come down to where they mark it. Yep, he got it.
He clearly got that. It's brute finesse time, fellas.
That's brute finesse. and again, now you're going to see that clock roll. If and when this drive ends for St. John's, a lot less time for the DeMatha offense to work as he pushes the pile forward.
Nice job, Colin Henrik, all the guys up front getting the work done. And if you don't, you just have the bus move the pile.
There you go. First and goal, 6-yard line. Antoine Littleton in the backfield. It's his ball again. And
wow,
he is going to power his way through about 4 stacks. Touchdown.
I think that DeMatha defender's feet left the ground, and he carried him.
There was multiple. Again, we're going to tip our hat to the DeMatha defenders. That is a difficult play to make. And stand in there deserves credit in and of itself. But Antoine Littleton, for him and for St. John's, they've tied this game. It's 13-13. Daniel Reyes out to help the Cadets take the lead.
I think that might be the best drive of the year for the St. John's Cadets. Overcoming the penalties that they did, here comes the bus.
And you're about to see
Great block, Bryce Butler.
Physics at work.
Feet. I've never seen the ball carrier decleat
Multiple.
the
defenders.
defender.
Yeah, Saeed Myers was left right there.
Kick is up and into the hill. 2 minutes, 54 seconds to go in the first half, and the St. John's Cadets are up 14-13.
And we're certainly not making fun of the DeMatha
No
defender
way.
here, only because he's
no.
seating what? Probably 100,
Oh,
100
yes.
pounds?
Listen, we can talk about the old days all we
Oh,
want.
my
We've
gosh.
never had to face that
No,
coming
we
at us
didn't.
downhill.
No, we didn't.
Oh.
Yeah, that's bravery.
I guarantee you
we're
there's
not
some
poking any fun.
science teachers in the audience today that can tell us a little something about how that works.
In a DeMatha St. Albans game, Jonathan Ogden lined up as a running back and carried the ball.
How'd that go?
Matt Lilly, probably seating 5 inches, 6 inches, and 100 pounds stopped him.
There you go.
Yeah. Still, it's an intimidation to see.
Well, that's a big boy running the ball. That's not a running back that happens to be
That's
280.
true. That's true.
And hey, how about the magician skills of Sol J on the drive? How about the offensive
that
line
long
getting
third
the
down,
extra yards?
Yeah.
Giving the defense a chance to catch their breath.
Fourth down conversion as well.
What a seal block right there by Bryce Butler to free up. When you get Baby Bus a head start, you might as well just shut it down.
The key here, St. John's, make sure DeMatha has to work for any points they may or may not get before this half is over.
Who comes out? What quarterback comes out?
I don't know. I think with,
Look at
3
Marshawn
minutes,
Lloyd
you still
dancing in
have
the back.
3 minutes and all your timeouts, I believe.
He wants the
You
ball.
still have the chance to run the ball with Marshawn Lloyd.
You do, absolutely. And he's a threat to score from, we know.
Anywhere.
They do manage to get the ball out of Marshawn Lloyd's hands. That is on the ground at the 5-yard line. DeMatha is going to start at right inside the 5 as flags come raining in.
That was a nice throw by the ref.
It was. That was a pretty flag throw.
It really was.
Nice touch. It was,
Yeah. Yeah. Had a little air under it. Landed right at the spot of the foul.
I got a kick out of watching Marshawn Lloyd move from left to right. They're trying to put himself in position. George Alvarez kicked it right over his head. Good
See
for
how he
him.
dropped it without having a knee down, so he didn't pick it up to put the knee down. He was smart enough to
Yeah.
corral it,
That's
but
right.
get his knee off the ground.
Personal
so he can
foul head-to-head on DeMatha.
Interesting.
We're
That's
not-
going to bury the Stags on this closing drive. The one thing to monitor, though, St. John's has used some timeouts. They'll be unable to stop the clock, more than once, I believe. If they're going to be able to try to get this ball back. I think there's a guy that plays for DeMatha who can pretty much score from anywhere on the field, though.
Right now, this ball starting on the 4-yard line.
And I'm looking at Bryce Butler at defensive end right now.
Malachi hands it off to number 2, right up the middle. Not much.
Now you got to give yourself a little breathing room. But you're right. I don't know if he got any gain at all.
Second
on
and
that play.
10.
We talked about DeMatha's freshman, number 44, Rohan Davey, going to be a superstar here in this league.
Can't wait to talk about him for the next 4 years.
And this is a game that suits him, a physical game at the line of scrimmage, and a guy that can get into the pass game. Keep an eye on 44. He's all over the place as the Stags call a timeout, their first one.
That's not where you want to call it.
Yeah, but you got to make sure down here.
That's true. It does help St. John's. It is second and 10. St. John's, I want to say, has one timeout left.
It doesn't help St. John's so much as it hurts DeMatha not
Sure.
having it if they can get the ball down
Yep.
into some sort of scoring position at all, whether it's the red zone or just outside for Holbrook to be able to hit about a 42. He could possibly stretch it to 45, but that's about his max.
And no punches pulled here. These teams know each other so well. I mean, we're talking about Bill McGregor coached Dino Campbell over on this side of the ball. Dino Campbell coached with Bill as he coached Josh Wilson, DeMatha's defensive coordinator. I mean, we can go back and forth all day long with the amount of times these guys have been on a whiteboard. And I'll tell you one thing. I got on the whiteboard with Coach Dino Campbell at the beginning of this year after one of our first broadcasts. And I'm telling you, I learned more defensive football that day than I had in the last 10 years of my life. One of those guys, he's one of those guys that gets on the whiteboard and doesn't try and show everyone what he knows. He wanted to teach. He wanted me to learn.
Old school, man.
We had a
He's
great
as
time.
old school as you get.
Malachi ready for the snap. He's in his own end zone. That Ball is off quickly to Marshawn Lloyd. I don't think they're going to give him a first down. It's going to bring up third down.
3rd and 1?
3rd and 1. Maybe a short one.
They've run that play very effectively.
They sure did.
They've got Cam Edge in the game.
Freshman quarterback checks in. Under 2 minutes to go in the first half.
Ooh, very interesting.
Clock moving.
Quarterback sneak time for the big boy.
Inside handoff.
And he got it.
Marshawn Lloyd.
Looks like he
First
got
down.
it.
Clock stops to move the chains. I think they got the freshman Cam Edge in there because they're effectively in their 2-minute hurry-up offense at this point.
Clock's moving again. DeMatha comes set. Baby Bus on the defensive line. DeMatha fans get a little impatient. They want to see this ball snap. Cam Edge looking deep. What a throw. What a route. Good coverage. Better throw and catch.
You could not put that ball in a better spot.
That was impressive. That was very impressive.
It was
With
Cameron
107
Thomas
to go
who
in the
came
half.
up with the catch. Just a fade down the left side. The freshman delivering the ball right on the money and getting it just past half field.
You got man coverage in that situation. They're going
Can't look
right
to
back
throw
to
again.
it.
Going right back to it. He's wide open.
Oh, he's totally wide open, and the ball is just too far outside. There was a
That
mix-up
looked like
there
Robert
defensively.
Jones, the junior wide receiver.
St. John's getting away with one there, getting lucky.
Yeah, he's going to want that throw back. St. John's calling a timeout. They got to regroup. They've had a situation, and man, they had the right slot wide open on that last play. That was a great throw down to get them down 40 yards.
It's the end of the first half, guys, and you're already starting to see just a little bit of the impact when some of these top players are going both ways. You see some guys sucking wind. They've been on the field a lot for some, as you said before, Kevin, some very physical play.
Without a doubt. And you're also starting to see the impact of the young freshman's arm. I mean, we're down here. Everyone's screaming in the stands here to get the playoff. We're up here. We know they got plenty of time. They got to get in the right set, especially when you got a freshman quarterback. And he steps up and makes the play and gets you 40, 50 yards.
He keeps doing it time after time
really
after
has.
time after time. It's not like he's doing mop-up duty. You know, these are critical, crucial points of very, very important games. And he's delivering it literally every single time.
Important points of games and guys going two ways as we watch Rakim Jarrett make his way out on the field on the defensive side of the ball. Pulling the old DeMarco Helms end of the year situation. Do what it takes for the team to win. They're going to have him on a press slot.
At the 39, we think they got to get about 14 yards to get them into Daniel Holbrook territory as Cameron Thomas goes in motion for the Stags. Cam Edge, quick pass out to the right, and that is a very good-looking move from Marshawn Lloyd, who will still lose yardage.
He didn't really get anywhere,
But
but it was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was great defense. Hey, Greg Hudgens, he rebounded from it. We're still in pursuit.
He did.
A man that big shouldn't be able to move.
Start and stop like this.
That was a great read by him, though.
Good job by the Cadets.
Recognized it right away.
Getting players there. And you're right.
And
Greg Hudgens played it well.
He did. Mordecai, he allowed his guy to come out there and make the play. That's great defense right there.
That's the second timeout by DeMatha. Now only down to one more.
35 seconds to go in the half. Again, like we said before, they got to get about 15 yards now to get into territory where they probably feel good about Holbrook making an attempt.
Absolutely feel good about Holbrook. He's been a weapon for him today.
They definitely got to get it to the 25 or inside.
One of these days we'll get one of these telestrators. I'll be able to highlight right down here. If you guys can see me from the booth, I'm just gonna highlight that one for the.
You know my ADD. I'm gonna re-highlight something.
I'm not
gonna let you just draw all over the thing with me sitting here. I mean,
that's pretty much why we can't do a telestrator, because all three of us would be just drawing pictures all day long. It would be the greatest.
We know we can't have nice things.
No, we can't have nice things. 3rd and long. Coach Kaz getting his sideline in order as they look to make a stop. DeMatha looking to get some points on the board at the end of the first half. They look forward to being on offense first.
And it may be 3rd and 11, but this is a 2-down territory. They don't have to get all 11 right now.
But they're going to have to get out of bounds without having to use that last timeout.
Freshman quarterback in. Cameron Thomas in motion. Looking to throw. Josh Dodd open, and Cam unable to contain. A little bit too much strength there. A little bit too much air under the ball, T.
I think he threw it a tad bit too early, didn't he, T?
Well, I don't know if he threw it early. He just puts a little. If you put a little bit more air under the ball and let Josh Dodd run under it instead of trying to put the ball right on him, it's like in basketball. You want a little bit more arc on the shot. Give the ball a little bit more of an opportunity to get in there.
You got to punt this. That's a smart play by Coach.
Well, because the incompletion stops the clock at 30 seconds. So
that's right.
With the playmakers that St. John's has, you don't want to give them any. You don't want to make it easy on them.
In warm-ups, it looks like they're going to try to call their last timeout. Didn't have enough guys on the field, DeMatha. They'll talk it over. Kicking in this direction in warm-ups. Had a whole bunch of different results with the punter. Was trying to keep it in this corner closest to us, guys. Certainly trying to keep it away from number one.
You know, we have no flags on the field goal post or down on the field level.
Looks like it.
You can't see from the 10 tee, but there's a gigantic.
Yeah, I said on the field level.
Yeah.
That's in the stratosphere.
The flag behind the school doesn't help us a whole lot.
No, and it's a huge cell phone tower. Fake me out pole.
We
all know that's not a pole.
That's a monument.
Yeah, well, we're pumping our signal right through that bad boy.
Yeah, we are.
That's our friend.
That is our friend.
St. John's, nobody back.
St. John's going to play this. They did not want to get fooled by a fake. Let's see if Rakim doesn't try to jump back and get a bouncing ball. There's the kick. It's going to land right. Oh, Rakim gave it a thought. Gave it a thought. When that ball bounces, you kind of think to yourself, it could bounce any which way. But if it bounces to me, should I catch it? Should I try to take it to the house? 20 seconds to go. Coach Kaz puts his offense on the field inside his own 20.
Well, I'm almost, I'm not a betting man, but I'd probably put money on the fact that DeMatha is not going to go man-to-man at this point in the game. It's going to go prevent defense, keep everything in front of you. Be content to go in at halftime, 14-13.
We haven't said his name yet. Saeed Myers plays on the outside for DeMatha, the 5'11" senior defensive back. Good-looking football player. He can make some plays.
Yeah, St. John's going to put the knee down.
That will take us to the end of the first half, guys, as the clock ticks down. St. John's Cadets up by 1 point after a pretty awesome first half, 14-13. We'll get you some second quarter highlights here. St. John's student section letting their classmates know they feel pretty good about a first half in which they have a 1 point lead. A couple mistakes on each side of the ball in the first half, guys, but St. John's capitalizing.
This game is what we thought it was going to be.
And Shulman Rogers,
no doubt about it,
bringing us our second quarter highlights. Thanks again to you guys. There was a little bit of there were some good highlights in this second quarter.
Oh my gosh, there were some great highlights, and all mostly St. John's. That one huge drive they had. Started off here.
Hand off wide out. I did love this run. It was an important run. It was really kept that drive alive. Got a crucial first down in midfield for the Cadets. In the grasp.
Yeah,
getting the ball to Jamar Curtis.
He's
great
been magical. Old J's been getting the job done.
Now that was third and very long. It brought up fourth and short, and ultimately set up this play.
This is more Mack truck than it is bus.
Antoine Littleton pushing it through. Rakim Jarrett celebrating his teammate, along with Christian Taylor. We'll be back for the second half, guys. 1 point game. DeMatha will get the ball first. We'll see you then. Thanks for hanging with us as we come back for the second half of St. John's DeMatha. St. John's clinging to a 14-13 lead after an amazing first half. On behalf of First Amendment Sports and Tim Strachan and Kevin Ricca, I'm Ken Marangolo. Fernandez Stadium, lovely Military Road, Washington, D.C. Battle of the number 3 versus number 4. Kevin Ricca, we got some numbers to go here in the first half.
Yeah, the fantastic Dutch Hahn coming through again, a WCAC freshman, superstar, statistician.
And some future WCAC superstars and Billy Cannon and Dylan Marangolo. Go ahead.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. We're bringing them in young down here to see this. They need to see this right away. And what we just saw was tremendous. I think the story of the first half, as far as DeMatha's offense goes, is Marshawn Lloyd, the superstar coming off a career game, has 9 rushes for 24 yards. St. John's has done a heck of a job holding him in check, along with C.A. Bangura, that one rush we saw that he had 2 rushes for 14 yards. The story there being Daniel Holbrook, the sophomore weapon kicker that T's been talking about all week long, and Keziah Izzard with that fumble recovery for a TD. That's kept them going. Offensively for St. John's, led by their senior on senior day. He's 7 for 12. The Magician's got 145 yards and a TD, and I don't use that term lightly, but he's been making plays all over the place. Rakim Jarrett with the big touchdown. He's got 2 receptions for 72 yards. Colby McDonald also 9 rushes for 24 yards. So both teams' number 1 tailbacks has 9 opportunities, 24 yards. And a huge play, Baby Bus with a touchdown, but the big play by him was a 25-yard reception after Soljay scrambled out. Jamar Curtis, we talked about, his 2 receptions for 25 yards, especially the big deal on 3rd down, getting him down to 4th and 1, saving the drive. And Isaiah Jordan on senior day leading the defense for the St. John's Cadets with 5 tackles.
I think you hit it big, though, for the DeMatha side. Marshawn Lloyd only 24 yards, you said, in the first half. That's so uncharacteristic of him. You know he's going to get loose at some point. Cam Edge came in, did a great job in the passing game. Had 2 big missed opportunities right before the half that would have surely been touchdowns had they been caught. Would love to have probably those 2 opportunities back. So this has been a back-and-forth game just like we thought it was going to be. St. John's doing a good job of just being overall very good at everything and having that one big play by Rakim.
Hey, while we're sitting here talking about some stats and some St. John's DeMatha guys, we have to talk about what's going on at the college football level with a couple guys that have left St. John's and DeMatha in the last few years. What Chase Young is doing nationwide right now.
Heisman candidate.
Leading the nation in sacks with 13.5. You know, he very well could be the number 1 pick in this spring's NFL draft. But I think the second best and the top 2 edge rushers in the nation right now are from these 2 respective schools. Terrell Lewis down at Alabama. Todd McShay's got him projected as a top 10 pick. I think we have the 2 best edge rushers in the nation right now playing college football. And if you go back a week ago, last year we covered a couple guys. Cam Ross, a wide receiver from St. John's, and Jermaine Johnson, a guy who starred in that championship game. Well, guys, they played against each other last week, UConn versus UMass. And Cam Ross, who leads the nation in freshman receptions at 5.7 per game, and Jermaine Johnson both lead their teams in receiving. You know, they played in this game a year ago.
Yeah, they sure
now
did.
They've gone on to lead their teams in receiving at the next level. Cam Ross had 9 catches for 120 yards and a touchdown, while Jermaine had 4 for 92. We got Keelan Robinson in the house from Alabama, the 3rd leading rusher on their squad this year. And here we go.
George Alvarez kicks it deep. It is returnable. DeMatha will take over right at the 20.
It's a big first.
DeMatha goes to work.
Yeah, big first series for the second half for DeMatha here. I know that they felt they had a chance to get some points on the board right before half, and then 2 bad passes by Cam Edge, just not able to connect with wide open wide receivers. You know that it's going to be a big psyche type of series for them if they can get some points or not here.
But no turnover there for Cam. They were his best
just
throws, but
out
they
of
were
reach.
safe. Yes.
One was out of bounds and one was just out of reach.
You know, at this point,
DeMatha's going with Malachi to start the second half.
He's no longer a freshman at this point of the season.
Right.
He's just a player.
The handoff is to 2, and he's backed up.
Baby Bus, stout defensive tackle. Hey, when they talk about what he's going to play in college, he's going to play whatever he wants in college. It's for people to debate and talk about all they like. He can do whatever he wants. It depends on what program he goes to and what he wants, but he's a heck of a D tackle, and we've seen him with the rock in hand.
The coolest part is someday we'll be watching him play at the next level or the nextest level And they'll be playing replays of this game and these games of him with the rock in his hand.
Oh, they're going to have to hear us?
Yeah, they're going to have to hear us.
Oh, man.
2nd and 10. Malachi Anthony and Marshawn Lloyd in the backfield. Cameron Thomas in a lot of motion today. Malachi to his left. He's going to tuck and run. Nowhere to go. MJ Sherman brings him down. I don't think they'll give him credit for a sack. They maybe got a half a yard on the play.
Really impressed with St. John's defense today. The big playmakers on DeMatha's side really have not been able to break out. Marshawn had one pretty good run early on. Malachi has had the tendency to have big runs himself, but he hasn't had one either on the day yet.
They eyeball Cameron coming in motion each time. He's not liking it. And that time he had a face full of MJ Sherman before it was said and done. As we get to 3rd and a very, very long 9 for the Stags. Back to pass. He's rushed immediately. He's on his way, and they will bring him down. That ball is loose.
That is loose.
St. John's has it.
I'm going to tell you who made that play.
Yeah.
Bryce Butler came shot
sure
out
did.
of a cannon on a blitz, and he caused the ruckus, forcing Malachi to step up in the pocket. And the freshman Rohan Davey comes up with the ball, man. What a player.
Could you describe the ruckus, sir?
Ooh, man, there it comes. Bryce Butler. That was speed right there. Big Arturo Maddox getting the left-hand strip. Number 52 for the Cadets.
And Rohan with the pickup, right?
That's a sophomore and a freshman right there. Those guys got a heck of a future, but they're not worried about that. They're worried about right now and the turnover belt for young Rohan.
Yeah, and that was the worst scenario for DeMatha coming out.
It sure
halftime
was.
with the ball in their hand.
1st and 10. Great field position at the 20. Hand off to Colby McDonald. Up the middle, around to the left. About 5 DeMatha tacklers. It's going to be a short gain. Bring up 2nd and long.
You get the ball handed off to you, you know, you got to fight and scrape for a couple yards in this game. I mean, these guys are making cut after cut, stiff arm, and getting their 2 yards, and it's a heck of a lot of effort.
Cadets taking their time. 20 on the play clock. 2nd and 8.
I think you got to keep an eye on Soljay down here, pulling the ball on a read and taking off around the edge.
And this is the territory where they think they can get, where Rock can make space for himself on an inside route. Soljay keeps it. He throws it right away. There's Caleb Coombs. That's a first and goal, right about the 1 yard line. That's that route basically I was talking about, but they ran it for number 2 on that one. He was open.
Yep. Soljay put a little mustard on it, put it in a safe spot. I know Caleb would have liked to have walked in here. Excellent route by Coombs.
Well, that's also an RPO read, too. That was a great job by Soljay.
Yes, it was.
That's purely his decision. DeMatha brings the numbers. Soljay reads the numbers, and he makes the right decision. A great pass.
Antoine Littleton has checked in at running back with the ball sitting at the 1 yard line. Actually, they're going to say it's on the 3. I guess Caleb went down there. 1st and goal. Clock running. Number 7. Looking to put 7 on the board. He gets the handle and a very, very strong play made.
Run blitz to the strong side. You got to get him stopped before he gets started.
Colin
What happened.
Colin Mobley just heard what you said.
Gregory Penn as well.
He agrees with you, Kevin. Colin Mobley was in there as fast as anybody could get without him getting any momentum downhill.
That might have been one where he could have kept it, Kev. But you know what's coming.
Like we talked about, this St. John's O-line has not played together all year long. Isaiah Johnson going both ways here at left tackle, wearing 58. Kenwan Manuel, the Purdue offer, and Rutgers sliding into the right guard position.
The referees are checking the book. They bring out the scorekeeper.
I've never seen that before.
They're relying on the fine men of St. John's, who do such a great job on the chain gang down there on the sidelines each week.
Brad Ripito down there straighten everything out?
Well, he's going to get him straightened out before this thing is all said and done. Always got to go to the book.
I don't know what the discrepancy could be.
How about this? What the hell is going on?
Dear diary.
I've never seen that before in my whole entire life.
I've never seen it either.
He's like,
there's like a journal entry. I think someone had some feelings to get
you
out.
want him to pause for a moment while he did a sketch? Here we go.
Back underway. Soljay to Antoine. Ball at the 4 yard line. Another inside handoff. He's going to get some forward momentum. I think they're going to give him to the 2-yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 2.
I mean, that is a valiant effort. I'd like to know who made that initial hit, too.
Well, that was a mess in there, but I know
Probably
that Meltion
Greg
Davis had some hand to do with it.
had something to do with it.
Meltion, the Robert Morris commit, was in the mix right there.
Here it is.
Going at it with big 5'5".
That was Greg Penn, I think. No, it's Hezekiah Faison.
Hezekiah with the initial hit.
That was a great job. He had a play last week where he shot through the line and made a hit in the backfield, and right there he did it again.
You got your 2 receiver weapons on the right. Here we go.
Bryce Butler, H-back left side. Keep your eyes on him. And it's a pass out to Caleb Coombs. Caleb didn't get his head around the second time.
Yeah.
That those two weren't on the total same page there on a route.
I felt that. I felt that call coming. I think because of the way that they were bottling things up on Baby Bus in the middle there, I felt that coming. They did a good job. DeMatha did coming off the edge and not giving Soldier a clear window to throw the ball.
Yeah, but the timing of it all was off. You know, he made his read. He made his decision. He was quick. Caleb's got to get his head around there. You know, you don't have all day on that route. Either Soldier's got to take something off of it, or the timing was a tad bit off there.
Daniel Reyes looks to capitalize on the field position.
Got to tip the hat to the defense, keeping Baby Bus out from the 3-yard line.
Kick is up and good. St. John's gets 3. The DeMatha fumble doesn't hurt him too bad, but they do give up 3 points. It's 17-13. Cadets with the lead.
Every point counts
at
this point. It doesn't matter if it's 3 or 6 or whatever. It could even come down to an extra point. But yeah, you're right, Kevin. Give some credit to DeMatha's defense. I was going to say before that series started on the 3-yard line, or that set it down started on 3 line. It's not even fair. It's not fair when you have a Littleton who's that big and that powerful to just punch it in. But then I thought for a second and I said, you know what? You got to give DeMatha a little bit more credit than that. See what they do here, and they do a great job of a goal line stand.
What we just saw in the replay was Coach Phil Savoy, a legend at Carroll. He was at Colorado Buffalo, had a great college career. He is the receiver coach here for 19 years. He's telling young Caleb Coombs, hey, let's stay on your feet on that. Let's not just go to the ground. You have the chance to catch it and score, and giving him some coaching pointers that Caleb already knows. He's got his head down over there, but he's got to pick it up. They're going to need some plays from him in the second half.
Phil Savoy, just an unbelievable wide receiver at Carroll, 1993 grad, went on to Colorado and had a career there.
And then had a little stint with the Phoenix Cardinals. And I'll tell you one thing. If they had concussion protocol over there on Harewood Road, that would have been the one and only time I needed it. And it was old Phil catching me on a cutback. Hardest I ever been hit. So here we go. Cadets coming up with some points, but like St. John's felt in the first half, only giving up that field goal down here with the bad field position after the punt and the 15-yard unsportsmanlike. That's how DeMatha's got to feel right now. They didn't give up 6.
DeMatha's offense really hasn't gotten going all day today. They've had some sparks. Cam Edge going to start this series.
And they sputtered coming out of the half.
I just feel like Cam Edge gives you a little bit more dynamic aspect to your offense.
Well, he's back there now, T. Cameron Thomas. There's the little tip pass to the receiver in motion. I'm going to give him 1.5 yards
by
there.
Davey. I mean, that's Isaiah. What a play out there. Maintaining leverage on the edge, waiting for number 52 to come and make the play. And Arturo, when he tackles you, you go down.
Going to bring up second and about 8. We're seeing that little tip pass to the motion guy more and more these days. Definitely a forward pass for a gain of 2. Cam Edge, quick throw out. Cameron Thomas puts it in the air. And they're going to say that it is intercepted.
They're going to give that to him.
Jamel Overton.
I thought it hit the ground.
We got to take another look at it. It happened so fast, but the senior.
See. There's no replay on the field, but we do
now
have a replay.
Now it's incomplete. Now they're calling it incomplete. You never know with this crew.
He's been overruled.
Well, he was pretty definite about what happened.
He's pretty definite.
Well, let's take a peek.
About it.
Cam Edge, a little jumpy,
little high.
Tip drill, and that ball looks to me like it hit the ground.
It's so close, though.
That's a great job by our camera crew. It looked
nice
like
job, guys.
It looked like it did hit the ground there.
3rd and long. DeMatha looking to get something going here with just over 7 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
DeMatha gets a break.
Yeah, they did not want to give that ball over there. Cam Edge Going to unload it to Marshawn Lloyd.
Oh, Isaiah Jordan.
Yes, he is.
Right there.
Isaiah Jordan. He's always by the ball. He usually comes up with it. Great play by Isaiah, snuffing out that screen.
Quick 3 and out for DeMatha. Not good offensively for DeMatha so far in this game.
And number 5 is going back to receive for St. John's. They got to be careful here, DeMatha does.
Just like we gave credit down here to DeMatha, holding St. John's out of the end zone. This St. John's defense has been playing lights out. I mean, you're holding Marshawn Lloyd under 30 yards of total offense on the day. Midway through the third quarter, everyone would take that deal.
Yeah, you feel like if you're able to get that ball into Marshawn's hands on that play, he's has got as good a chance as anybody of getting you 9-10 yards for that first. Great play by Isaiah. And we have a flag. I want to say it's delay a game. Yep. Back him up 5. Give Jamar Curtis a little bit more room to work with on this return. As DeMatha will stand on their goal line to punt this ball.
If you're out there watching and you have yet to see Jamar Curtis play football, if he catches this on the line with any room, because he's very smart about making the fair catch, but you're gonna get an eyeful of a freakishly talented athlete.
It's a short punt, and it's going to bounce St. John's way. It's going to keep bouncing St. John's way. The Cadets will take over at about the 33-yard line of the DeMatha Stags. Once again, for the second time in this half tee, the Cadets are treated to some really, really good starting field position.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to go down in the books as possibly a 20-yard punt. That's going to be that's not what you needed in this situation. You don't need to help out St. John's with the playmakers they have on the side of the ball, plus the way that they've been holding the ball and running this clock out.
DeMatha's special teams have been lights out for 2.5 quarters. That was the first little slip up, and St. John's is going to have to take advantage of it.
It was really the ball's fault if you think about it. I mean, that ball just bounced the wrong way. Colby McDonald back in the game for the Cadets, and he's going to get the handoff. And that's going to be a gainer. Good 3 yards for Colby.
Jason Moore on the tackle.
Call it 4.5.
I love Colby's jump cut. You see him, he's got his pace, his patience, and then boom, he gets north-south on you.
It's amazing when you see guys who aren't ever going to go backwards. And we talked about the Jonathan Ogden play. Just size and strength isn't going to get it done. It is technique, and these guys know how to make sure that at the end of the day, they're going their way.
Antoine Booth and Rakim locked up in a one-on-one on the near side.
Colby sneaks up the middle.
Hey,
Saeed Myers with a bring down. It's close to first down yardage. They're going to give it to him. He does. He escapes. He's elusive in traffic.
Yes, he is. And when you're going behind Colin Henrik, Brandon Dent right there, Kenwan Manuel, Damon Arter, these guys are getting the job done up front for the Cadets. Where we talked about this is where this game is going to be won or lost.
Just to drive home my point, something we talked about in the basement a lot. Man like Tom Brady versus Kirk Cousins. Tom Brady always goes forward. Kirk Cousins never goes forward.
Worst quarterback sneaker ever. Don't want to talk about him
Here's
anymore.
Sol J and Colby, 1st and 10, 5:40 to go in the third. It's going to number 3 again. He found himself a blocker. He's going to get positive yard.
1. Positive yard.
He's going to get positive yard. 2nd and 9. Maybe they'll say 2nd and 8. It's a hometown scoreboard.
Look, we've been giving a lot of credit to the DeMatha defense, the way that they've been holding strong against the St. John's offense down in the red zone. But after a while, it's got to wear on you. After a while, it's going to break through. You just, if you're a DeMatha fan, you're hoping that there's going to be a turnover or something that's really going to break your way. But this St. John's offense is starting to really wear down on this defense.
Sol J waits for the snap. 2nd and 8. He's going to keep it. He's going to move to his left. This is kind of how this has looked like for the first half. He's going to get out of bounds, lose about 3 yards. I tell you, he spins away from his throwing arm there, and he blindly is faced with 3 DeMatha rushers. He's got to act fast. It's good on him for not losing more than 3.
Jason Moore, once again, young kid on the edge, making some plays in the backfield of St. John's and forcing Sol J out.
Josh Gary checks in. Rakim Jarrett has 1 sock on. When you're the number one receiver in the nation, you don't need 2 socks.
Nope. 1 will get it done. 4 wide receivers. Jamar Curtis, I believe, is back there.
You got to get to the middle of the field here.
They're looking for him. Soldier has a lot of room to operate. He's going to get around the corner and make his way upfield. He's got a good block by Caleb Coombs. Close to first down yardage.
So close.
I mean, he is so good. He is so good when a play
first down.
They pointed first down. Cadets. He's got such a feel, and his backyard game is so sweet.
I mean, just watch how calm, cool, collected he is in running this ball. Gets around there.
When he turns the corner, like we can
very
see
elusive.
Good downfield blocking by the wide receivers. That's one of the things I love about this conference. Physical play in the running game from the wide receivers all around this league. Bunch formation to Sol J's right. Littleton in the backfield. It's going to be a keeper. Bryce Butler leading the charge. He'll gain about 3 or 4 yards.
I'm not going to question anything he's done all day because Sol J's been fantastic, but you follow Bryce Butler there, you might have a chance.
Yeah, looked like Bryce went right.
I think Sol J lost his shoe. Left. I don't know if they're going to allow him time to fix his shoe. You got to bring Wyatt in.
Oh, you get shoe.
How many shoes do you need? I mean, Rakim only needs 1 sock.
So we only need 1 shoe.
You only need 1 shoe.
I bet Sol J would play barefoot if they'd let him.
Yes, he would.
You know, they say us Maryland folks wear flip-flops way too long. Well, he goes year-round because that's all he had. Didn't have a winter coat. His adjustment span over here is fantastic. Guy doesn't own socks.
Corey Butler checks in.
Huge set of downs here.
20 seconds on the play clock. Third quarter clock winding, nearing 4 minutes. 2nd and goal. Everyone on their feet here. It's going to be an inside handoff to number 7. No, it's not. They fooled everybody. They fooled me.
Old school option.
I was watching number 7 go all the way up. Colby McDonald in for the touchdown for the St. John's Cadets.
Triple
on
option
2nd and goal.
effect. Triple option effect by
Sure
St.
was.
John's.
You know, when you get a man coverage situation in the red zone, the option is always something that's up the sleeve. St. John's has had some difficulty with the option the last 2 weeks. They weren't afraid to run it to the left side, mind you. The wrong pitch hand for Sol J. What a great decision he made.
Here's what's not fair. All the people that tried to tackle number 7.
Exactly.
Oh,
Jason
sorry, guys.
Moore comes down the line. He pulls that handoff.
Well executed.
And a good job on the read.
Great call by Coach Kaz. Daniel Reyes in to extend the lead for the Cadets here. And it's up into the trees on the hill. Cadets lead 24-13. Coach McGregor and the Stags reeling a little bit coming out of halftime.
You feel it. You feel it slipping away a little bit right now. If you're on the DeMatha side of the ledger, you had the one turnover that got St. John's 3, and then the bad punt with a great field position for St. John's. Just again wearing down this DeMatha defense. As good as this defense has played, you can only play so long. You can only take so many, reps at a time. And they've been out on that field a long time.
Very true. And as good and as big and as talented as they are, we've talked about this with good counsel all year long. Being left on the field too long in this league, it doesn't work that way. Not with these big 300-pound offensive lines we're dealing with and the talent level at running back in this conference, in this area. It's bizarre.
George Alvarez set to get the ball back in play. This will be fielded at the 11-yard line. KJ Winston turning upfield. He's got room to run, and he will be brought down just inside midfield. Great return by the Stags.
I don't know if KJ Winston ever had a chance to take that to the house, but if he had kept it to the outside, I think he could have gotten at least 15, maybe 20 yards more.
We will take this opportunity to thank the good people at Capital Hardscapes, the Scango family-run, locally owned business, doing absolutely amazing work in backyards all across the DMV. Give them a call. Tell them we sent you.
They're the best. I like to be sitting out on that right there,
I know.
watching us on the big screen. All right, maybe not us, but something on a big screen.
We need Chris and Christy to. That's going to be our studio booth.
Bang.
K-Man shakes a snap. Quick one out to his left. Cameron Thomas cross midfield. MJ Sherman making the play.
That's outstanding blocking on the outside by the DeMatha receiving core. Well done by MJ to retrace and get back there and save it from being another 20 yards. Well executed.
Almost seen him use Marshawn as a decoy a lot going forward here on this drive, try to get something going. Looking for number 6 to make a play. Number 2 with the ball. It's going to be a loss.
Never had a chance.
Wow.
Both defensive ends, Greg Hudgens and MJ Sherman. How about MJ Sherman stepping it up? I mean, he's been all over the field today. The last 2 plays have been him.
They nearly take the handoff themselves.
Greg Hudgens
on the spot.
Antoine Littleton.
Isaiah Jordan, Arturo Maddox. That's how you got to tackle this guy. It's what it is.
That's what we said at the beginning. You can't let your teammate take it himself.
Nope.
Team effort all the way. Cam edge and shotgun. It's going to be 2nd and 14 for the Stags. Looking to pass. He's looking deep. That's Josh Dodd. He's at the 5. He's going to be down about the 2-yard line. That's the connection that we saw against Gonzaga. They just missed it a couple times already in this game, and that was a great-looking throw from the freshman.
Well, we were talking about how St. John's playing, or DeMatha playing one-on-one coverage against St. John's, but here the young freshman finds that matchup he likes best, that inside slot receiver releasing straight up the field and delivering once again a ball on the money.
I love Rohan Davey, but him man coverage. He's a bit of a strong safety. He plays the bandit position. He's got that outside linebacker feel, and he is, he's very dynamic and able to play different positions. But you can't expect a man-to-man coverage 40 yards downfield with Josh Dodd, a player of that level.
Yeah, that's
what a ball by the freshman.
Tough assignment for
that was a pre-snap read for the quarterback. Find that matchup you think is going to probably most likely win at the line of scrimmage, get that separation.
But listen, I'm not sitting here. I'm not questioning anything the St. John's defense is calling right now, because when you have a Marshawn Lloyd out there,
that's right,
you've got a huge threat.
Absolutely.
You've got to stop the run first, and then sometimes you got to gamble a little bit. And every now and then, you got to pick your poison. Take your medicine right there. And, hey, I thought that was decent coverage by a young man, a freshman.
Oh, that was a dime that was thrown.
Exactly.
That was a dime.
Yep.
That was a dime. There's nothing wrong with the defense on that side, on that play. That ball was perfect. I'm sure he wished he was able to throw a ball like that right before the first half was over.
Cam Edge stays in. Marshawn Lloyd in the backfield. DeMatha at the 4-yard line, looking to punch it in, cut into this lead. There's a handoff to number 2. He is tough to bring down. He will get a half a yard. I mean, maybe a yard and a half. They'll move the chains up for him.
When we had the young freshmen at Gonzaga in red zone situations, they utilized a bunch of crossing routes, and they hit a slant at one point. So I believe you're going to have some Marshawn here, another dose of Marshawn, and then look for these big physical wide receivers in DeMatha's receiving core to spread across the middle of the field.
Got Josh Dodd split way out left.
Yeah, this is Marshawn time.
It's Marshawn time. You do have a 6'4" receiver in there as well, and Jaden Bradley. But here's the handoff to number 2. He's going to race him to the goal line.
Oh, he got it.
I thought he got it too.
I thought he got the pylon.
They might say he stepped out.
No one's arguing. You got to give the refs credit when credit's due. Marshawn didn't argue. He might have put a foot on the line before he touched that pylon.
But once again, St. John's right in the hole that he's trying to get to. That was an ISO play right there.
He made it hard on the
all.
defense. Tried to race him to the sideline, and he came close. But, yeah, no, he was out.
Yeah, it was very close. Excellent effort, but.
Got Jaden Brantley now. Out right.
1 yard to go. They got to get a touchdown here. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. No signal yet from the ref. They're going to say it's short. They're going to say it's short. They're going to mark it at the 6-inch line. Going to be 4th down.
Flashbacks to last year at PG Sportsplex. 5 plays inside the 5.
Is this when you just line it up and go for it again right away? I mean, you don't you know what I mean? Just put the ball down. Give everyone a chance to regroup.
Well, they're staring to the sidelines. This might be a timeout situation. A huge, huge decision in the game.
Yeah, he's calling timeout.
This is their second timeout. of the second half.
Bill
They'll
wants
have
to
one
talk it
left.
over. This is where I would back in the day go up to him and say, I can get the 6 inches.
Yeah.
Don't get caught watching the paint dry. I can
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, I can
All
do
right.
it.
Jimmy,
All right.
I can do it.
This is-
I love there's the picture of that ball all by its lonesome there inside the 1 yard line. That is exactly where that ball was so many times over the last 3 or 4 years. The one in particular that
really
we talked
has.
about. That's the story of this rivalry, really, and it's the story of these two programs. Who can get the ball less than a yard away, and you think it's easy? I beg to differ.
Well,
Yeah.
this is why they say this game's a game of inches.
They do say that, too.
They're literally inches away, but there is no guarantee they're going to get this ball into the end zone.
I'll tell you, there's about 10 inches that have separated 4 victories from defeat in the last
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah.
Field goal is out of the question. You got a quarterback the size of young Cam Edge. You got one of the top running backs in the universe his age.
Yeah, you got to think this one's going to number 2, right up the middle.
You got a little situation. You got CA in the backfield at fullback. Keep an eye on that.
There's the handoff.
He
Marshawn
did
Lloyd
not get it.
jumped. They are going to call touchdown. The far side saying touchdown. The near side's
Oh,
not.
You're right.
Ooh. Ooh.
And I think they're going to defer to the man who says the ball crossed the plane.
Well, they're talking to the players. Now everyone's saying, hold on. You know what? I don't like this.
Yeah.
Touchdown.
The ref from the far side called touchdown right away. The near side guy was blowing it dead and calling him short. But when the referee throws his arms in the air,
Hey, watch this. When we catch the replay, watch the near side judge. He comes in. I thought he got in, but watch the near side judge. He runs down on the 1 yard line. Oh, that is so close.
So close.
So
Without an end zone cam,
the
we
far
won't know
side,
for
the
sure.
far side guy runs in on the 1 yard line, not the goal line after he makes the call. Watch
that's
him.
right. He runs in.
So what you're supposed to do is run down the goal line, not step inside.
Well, he did want to knock the pylon over.
Yeah, well, he's paying attention to detail. I thought he got in there.
Hey, guys.
Heck of an effort.
Daniel Holbrook's on the field.
Oh, it's interesting. They went with 1, 2. Would you have gone for 2 there to make it a 3-point game?
I don't know, but we got a 4-point game, 24-20. St. John's will get the ball with just a smidge left here in this third quarter, guys. That's a
Ricka,
big
would you
response.
go for 2 at that point?
I would.
You would.
I would.
I think I would too.
I'm
You're
not
going to have to
saying-
get a touchdown anyway to get the lead here.
Right.
You might as well try to put yourself in a position to have a 1 score in order to tie it with a field goal at some point.
By no means are we saying we're right and someone else is wrong.
No.
But with 44 seconds left, I always think the fourth quarter is the time that you got to make it a 1-possession game. But we know how long that first quarter took and how many plays were made in it. Guys like Bo McGregor that have been doing it for 500 years, they understand this a tad bit more than us. He's coached in a lot more games than we've ever
Well,
witnessed
the
at
old
the high
school
school level.
philosophy is don't go for 2 until you absolutely have to.
Right.
That has hugely changed in the last year, 2 years.
Sure.
You know, the Petersons of the world that are coaching, you know, like the Eagles, right?
Yeah.
He's got the philosophy of don't always don't always punt it on 4th down. Always go for it a little bit more. You know, give yourself a chance. It's like just more opportunities.
It changes the calculus for Coach Kaz. Up 4, you have the option of trying to get up 7 with your kicker, depending on the scenario.
Calculus.
I was told there would be no math today. DeMatha with the kick. It's a good-looking kick. It'll be fielded by number 1. He's crossing the 20. He's got some blockers. He's going to cross the 30-yard line. St. John's will take over at about the 32-33.
It's good return, good field position for St. John's.
Sol J takes over.
They already had about a near 8-minute drive in this game. 35 seconds, 36 seconds left in the third quarter.
They shuffle a lot of personnel in for like the first play of a drive, in and out, in and out.
Yeah,
I like it.
Christian Taylor in at H-back, young Josh Gary in at the slot.
Got to work some clock. Keep that tired DeMatha defense on the field as much as you can. Hand off to Jamar Curtis. He's met at the line of scrimmage and brought down for a 1-yard gain.
Neither team able to run up the middle at all today. No big gains up the middle. It's just trying to keep defenses honest, let them know that you're still going to keep pounding it inside and running down this clock.
Davin Jigenyo for the DeMatha Stags. I wasn't going to let the game get past me without giving that one a shot.
Jigenyo.
I
I don't know.
I think we
Sounds
should just
good to
call
me.
him Zidzi.
He's a good player.
Call him Zidzi for short.
Zidzi. All I know is he made a good stop there. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter. St. John's 4-point lead. They will start the fourth quarter 2nd and 9 on the other side of the 50-yard line, guys. Fourth quarter with the lead. St. John's with the ball. Some work to do. This is going to get the DeMatha's defense maybe a little bit of a blow. That's never a bad thing.
A little ode to the Nats right now with the little baby shark.
Hey, get it in, boys. You know how to do it. We got to
Get
do
it
it.
in.
You know how I
Everybody
feel.
loves a parade.
You know how I really feel about this song. Right?
I don't care. You know how I feel about the Nats? Well,
It is crazy.
I have no problem with them adopting the shark for a little inspiration. The song itself,
take it easy, bro.
it's tough.
Let's go with it. Let's go. Just go with it. We just won a World
it's
Series
a World
title.
Series.
I mean, seriously,
The World
we're
Series.
analyzing this. We have the national pastime in the nation's capital, and the Summer Sons of Washington got it done in November.
15 years in to this joyful ride. We talk about DC sports fans being in pain every once in a while. We earned this one. The baseball fan base has absolutely matured. We've been through some terrible times.
Let me say this.
in just
I
15
hope
years.
Baby Shark is in full effect down there in D.C.
it
right
is.
now as this parade is happening.
I'm baby sharking you all night long, getting used to it.
Yeah, that's a fact. Luke and Vic will be be sure to have camera 1 and camera 2 on that. Second down. Soldier looking to throw. It's going to be a quick one out to Jamar Curtis. Keziah couldn't get his hands on it.
I think he did get his hand on
Do you
it.
think
got
he
it. It was
you think he touched it? Did he
Yes.
deflect
It was deflected.
Okay. I thought that's a big paw. Do you think he's going to knock it down? Jamar Curtis makes a play on the ball, gets a first down for the Cadets.
Big paw, and Jamar's got those soft paws, and man, can he put a foot in the dirt and redirect. Watch
See if
it.
he actually does get a hand on
Absolutely
those
does.
He does get a hand on
He
it.
does.
The ball flutters a little bit right after it passes by him.
The first guy never gets number 5. He never,
No, you're
ever
right.
gets him down.
Is Keziah taking like a week off from the NFL to play high school football this week?
He's a big-looking kid.
Yeah, that Under Armour could use him putting that uniform on and just standing there.
1st and 10. 46-yard line. Hand off to Colby McDonald. He's going to spin around, get past midfield on first down. It's going to be about a 5-yard gain.
I tell you
Maybe
what, the
4.
St. John's Cadets have made a concerted effort to run the football all day
Yeah,
today, and
this is
specifically
not-
in the second half.
This is not Casamento football, running the ball like this.
Hey, listen,
But this is what's needed and necessary to win this football game if you're St. John's.
That makes it Casamento football.
Yep.
Getting the job done.
I mean, while running the football in the first half, they threw for 145 yards. I think multiple is the name of the game here, and keeping DeMatha off balance is what they're trying to do.
2nd and 6. Colby McDonald stays in. And there's a handoff to number 3.
Oh.
And Saeed Myers.
Oh.
We said his name earlier just to make sure we did. I should have known he was going to give us an opportunity to shine number 7 for the DeMatha Stags.
That's a cornerback.
Soljay wanted to keep that ball, and he tried to pull it.
Yes, he did.
Colby held on to it a tad bit too long, got himself off balance. Watch the mesh there. He's sideways with his back to the line of scrimmage,
And that gives the DB a chance to come up and square up.
and he
right
barely
in
was hanging
midfield.
on to it. He had the ball between his legs at the end. That could have been hairy
Yeah.
for the Cadets.
Well, there's no doubt DeMatha needs a break.
3rd and 6.
Breaks have been breaking for both teams all day. It hasn't been one-sided in that department either.
Heck of a play by Saeed.
Cadets need a first down. Soljay to pass. He's moving to his right. There's the throw. Jamar Curtis. He's going to be in first down territory, looking to protect the ball. 1st and 10. Clock running for the Cadets.
And once again, it's a running back out of the backfield in the flat with no defender near him.
That's a lot of space.
This guy specifically has been getting it done all day long.
Yes, he has.
Reminds me of Joe Washington. You Redskins fans
Oh,
back in the day?
one of the best. He had the old the two-bar
Yep.
the two-bar face mask.
He put a shoulder pad right into you, but he was not a huge guy. He got the job done out of the backfield in the flats, and that's exactly what
He
Jamar's
was
been
so
doing
fun
all
to
day
watch.
long.
Number 5 stays in the backfield for the Cadets. Rock in
there's
motion.
movement.
Looked like a lot of people were moving.
Yeah, there was a little bit of movement. Rakim was going in motion, but somebody else moved at the same time.
Rakim desperately wants to get his hands on the ball. It's
Yeah,
been
yeah.
a while.
You know, we've gotten used in the last few weeks to seeing Jamar in the slot. You know, trying to figure out ways to get him the ball.
Exactly.
When you have Colby McDonald and Antoine Littleton in your backfield, Jamar Curtis, you got to find a place for him. But in a game like this, and you got him going, he's hot, and he stays in. He's in the backfield with Soljay on 1st and 15. DJ Lincoln's in motion. Soljay looking to pass. There's Raheem Jarrett. He's got to move. He's gonna make a couple guys miss.
Oh wow!
And he's gonna get some yard after the contact as KJ Winston stood him up.
He's been watching some Baby Bus film.
Yes, he has.
Yes.
I'll tell you, you can't help but watch this drive, and each time the Cadets get a first down and move into scoring territory, it's the fourth quarter, guys. The clock's ticking under 8.5 minutes.
Look at him getting physical there at the.
Demond Arter, look at the dancing bear out here, big 66.
What a play.
Just by being there on time, he didn't even have to make contact.
Nope.
Again, it's another skill player for one of these two teams. You get him in space, the speed at which they can get the yards that you're given. Bunch to his right. Coach Kaz is going to get a timeout before the snap. You know, we've seen Marshawn do
I
it.
don't
We've
think,
seen,
just looking at signs, it didn't look like Casamento wanted to take that timeout.
well, he'll make the most of it, I'm sure. 8:09 to go in the fourth quarter, up by 4. We talk about these players for being able to operate in space. Talking about great defense. How about a name that's synonymous with defense in the Washington area? Pettibone Alarm Company, a family tradition like no other. I know every one of us here inside this booth and so many people listening know what the name Pettibone means in terms of defense.
I feel safer right now.
I feel safer right this very second. I feel very safe. We want to give a shout out to those guys, Richie and everyone over at Pettibone Alarm Company, for being a partner with us for WCAC football. One thing they know, protection. Give them a call. Tell them we sent you.
What an amazing football name in this area.
Oh, yeah.
I'd still like to thank him for everything.
I'm trying to think what company we could start that would be synonymous with our names, as good as that is. We'll give it some thought. 1st and 10, Cadets. Couple miscues here isn't going to make Coach Kaz extremely happy.
I'll tell you.
No,
There was no conferring. That referee right behind the linebacker stepped up, grabbed the ball, and marched off 5. He didn't even look at anybody else.
I thought it was St. John's. I was wrong.
Meltion Davis gave the my bad with his hand in the air right away. He knew he made the infraction.
Soljay to pass. Quick one out to Jamar Curtis in space. Once again, good blocking by the wide receiver. That's going to be first down territory just outside the 10. So the Cadets technically can get one more first down on this drive, should they choose.
What you said, though, Ken, he gets the ball in space. DeMatha is doing nothing to try and counteract the fact that these running backs keep getting the ball in space, in the flat, whether it's behind the line of scrimmage or just over the line of scrimmage. There's just no answer for it right now from DeMatha.
Mark Curtis has had an unbelievable football game today. He is an outstanding player, and you can see right now with your own eyes, he catches everything. And he gets the extra yardage. You know, the first guy never gets him down. What a weapon.
1st and 10, outside the 10. Soljay on the spin again. He's going to get positive yardage. That flag's coming in left and right.
It looks like it's going to be a personal foul of some sort.
They were tangled up. We're going to see which way this goes. 2 guys were tangled up.
They're going to talk about it. Hey, where's the guy with the book, the diary? Maybe they can get some insight.
Looks like it's going against St. John's.
They'll back him up.
That's a huge, horrible situation for the Cadets. That's a terrible penalty to take right now. In the background, you see DeMarco Helms on the sidelines.
We sure do.
For the Stags. We got Keelan Robinson on the sidelines for the Cadets. But it doesn't matter right now. There's 15 yards going the wrong way. That's a huge call at this point of the game. I just saw two guys tangled up and a big bunch of people flying at the end. But that's another break for the Stags.
Clock
Well,
running.
it's a break in terms of the field position, maybe, but it's not a break in that they still have a lot more time to run the clock down.
Well,
Exactly. The clock's moving up on 7 minutes. A lot of field to work with. Soldier looking to throw.
That time they covered the flat.
Rakim worked back to the quarterback, unable to make the catch.
Yeah, that time DeMatha covered the flat. I think they wanted to go to him on the outside again. And then Soldier, they were able to keep him in the pocket and not allow him to get outside where he's been so dangerous. And then the pass was there, but DeMatha's defense right on the receiver, right on Rakim as the ball arrives, and it's an incomplete pass.
Hey, listen, DeMatha has been in a two-shell in this situation with second and third and long. You got to watch the ball going over the middle of the field against this. Now they got a middle of the field defender. They got out of it.
Jamar Curtis coming out to his right. The ball's in the air. Almost picked off.
Oh, that would have been a huge turnover for DeMatha.
DJ Lincoln drew two defenders. Soldier tried to split them.
Cole Donaldson, the safety, free safety in the middle of the field, goes
boy.
up for the ball. Oh.
Would have been a big play.
That would have been a
Stags.
huge play. It would have been a touchback. They would have gotten the ball in good field position.
So
George Alvarez in to attempt what I believe will be a 32-yarder.
42-yarder.
42-yarder. And it's going to be short.
Not a good end to a drive that had some promise.
That's true. And then some life has been breathed back into DeMatha. 7 minutes, plenty of time now. Just down 4 points. But they've been 3 and out. They've struggled just a little bit. They did get the touchdown on the last drive, though.
The personal foul penalty just completely devastated all the momentum. Go ahead.
How about a thank you to some gentlemen and companies that have been standing by us now for 2 years. Pat Judge, Beltway Cleaning Services, our good friend James Madden, and Chad Barnett over at H&B Engineer Products. We have nothing to say to you guys, but thank you so very much from the bottom of our hearts. Couldn't do it without you.
Remember to go visit the Father McKenna Center at thefathermckennaCenter.org.
DeMatha takes over, 1st and 10. Cam Edge, quick throw. That was a good-looking design. Get the ball to Josh Dodd.
Take what the defense is given, get the freshman quarterback in rhythm for this drive.
Look at the way this is shaping up. We're inside 7 minutes. DeMatha's got the ball down by 4. Coach McGregor would take that. Another inside pass, Cameron Thomas on the slant.
And you're still waiting for that one big breakout play by number 2, Marshawn Lloyd. He's had it in him in every game we've seen so far this year. He has not gotten loose yet. And I don't know if that's possible to prevent him from doing that in an entire football game.
1st and 10, almost 6 minutes to go in this game. And there's the handoff to number 2, and there he goes. Yards after contact. He's changing fields, galloping past the 30, inside the 20. I think they're going to say he's out of bounds. It's kind of anticlimactic end of that play at the 12-yard line.
Well, T, you ask and you receive.
Yeah,
there it is.
There it is. I mean, it's an odds thing. If it hasn't happened for a while and you say it at a time where you really need it, chances are you're going to get it. And look at this. All the downfield blocking by his teammates.
This is a recess play. Just get him the ball.
Running away from the trip side. Man coverage. Everyone's run off. And that guy in space, sorry.
Good hustle by Robert Jones to try to help him get a couple extra yards there.
You see Rakim in here on the inside slot, playing a little defense.
Cam Edge, slant.
And there it is.
Tip drill.
I mean, the coverage of number 1. Guys probably played 5 plays of defense all season long, all career long. But in crunch time, you want your best guys out there.
He's now, if it's been 5 plays, he's got 2 heck of plays that he's made.
The game
the
ender
one
at
knocking
good counsel.
the good counsel receiver out of bounds.
They technically can get a first down, but it would have to be at the 4-inch line for that to be a first down. So we're going to say 2nd and goal essentially for the DeMatha Stags. Cam Edge gets rid of the ball.
Cam.
Had a receiver that looked like he was free,
To be fair,
but no.
that pressure caused him to
Exactly.
get rid of that ball before Robert Jones could get his head turned.
Was that RJ?
Josh
Yeah, it sure
Thompson
was.
on the coverage.
Sure
He was where
was.
he's supposed to be.
Oh, it was Robert Jones, intended for Robert Jones. Robert Jones did a double move. He wasn't even looking when Cam Edge threw the ball.
Well, that pressure sped things up against, and then when you play against a team with great speed, they make you play fast.
I don't
With
know how many
great
plays
speed
have a
comes
double move on down
Great
in the,
responsibility. Snap away, music off. Marshawn Lloyd up the middle. It's going to be 4th down and goal,
Here's the call.
essentially.
They got to go for it. 3 does you nothing.
5.5 minutes to go. You did just pour some cold water on the St. John's offense, but I don't see any movement from the special teams unit on the sidelines, guys.
He's going to have a
I don't
timeout.
think-
He's going to think about it.
He's got one more timeout left.
Now, knowing Bill, he's looking up and saying 5 minutes and 26 seconds. Is it possible to kick a field goal and then possibly get the ball back
Yeah.
for another field goal to win the game?
I don't know if,
If you take the chance now, are you shooting yourself in the foot and making it too hard of a challenge?
do you run the ball on 3rd and 10 if you're not going to go for it on 4th and 4? You've gotten yourself into a manageable position.
Yep.
Now, the guys that used to coach a little ball get to sit under the tent, kick back, and wait for someone else to unclench.
I'll tell you, again, they can get a first down, but for all intents and purposes, it's 4th and goal. And the game could very well be decided on this next play.
It's 4th and 4, Ken. They got a little more room down there than I think you think.
Yeah,
That's
it's 4th and
fine.
4. Where's
That's
the
fine.
ball? Where's the ball located right now? I can't see where the ball is on the ground. The St. John's crew is in the way, but I'd like to think that maybe it's you're right, about a yard or 2 yards.
I think it's,
I
it's
think the
around
ball
the
is right
7.
around the 5. Oh, it's at the 7.
Around the 7, and they got to get to the 3
Okay.
or the 2. But there's about 2 yards of room down there.
If that's true, then I was shortchanging him. I thought for sure that we were talking
Yeah.
about a scenario. Okay, there you go. Ball right around the 6. You're right. They got some room to get a first down.
Play of the day right here, and we talked about everything happening on defense. It doesn't have to be right now, but that's what it's been in the past.
Can't wait for the ball. He's going to move out to his right. He's being chased. That ball's in the air. I don't
throws
see
it
any
out.
flags. That play's going to stand. St. John's going to take over on downs at their own 6-yard line.
Somebody's got to tell Cam Edge it's 4th down. You don't throw that ball away. You got to at least give somebody a chance. It gets intercepted. So what? It's in the end zone. It's a touchback. You don't give your chance. Don't give your team a chance. So now Bill McGregor makes the choice to go for it, try to get the lead. He doesn't get it. There's still a lot of time on the clock. Although again, we have seen the St. John's team wear this clock down considerably and be a time leader.
Either way, you have to, whether they got 3 there or not, they got to get a stop and score.
Yep.
How
Gotta
about
get a stop and
that
score.
defensive stand by the cadets? And I'm with you, T. But you know what? The kid hasn't acted like a freshman for 1 second
Yeah.
of his career so far.
You're right.
And that might have been the first time that he didn't recognize. Just lob it up there. Give someone a chance. But don't need to throw that one out of the bag.
Math is going to get aggressive on defense. There's the handoff up the middle. They're going to give him about 2.5 yards there. Number 7. Baby bus.
DeMatha D's done a great job corralling
Good
him
stop.
today.
Yeah, good stop on 1st down. It's 2nd and 8.
I tell you what, that's
You
a
wanna
two-way
force-
guy today too.
You want to
All
force,
day.
yeah, you want to force St. John's into a 3rd medium, 3rd and long situation here because then you have a chance. Then you have a chance for a good stop. But yeah, it's hard to stop St. John's when it's 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2.
Clock is not DeMatha's friend now as we're almost 4.5 minutes to go. Referee is sorting something out there. I think Keziah Izzard, something's going on and he's got to step off the field.
That's usually an injury or an equipment malfunction.
Our referee looking out for a
Referee
kid,
sends you off.
hopefully. Maybe got poked in the eye or something. Hope he's okay. Hope it is just an equipment thing.
You just go right to poked in the eye.
I don't know. He was looking at something. He was looking at something in his helmet.
Keep an eye on number 5.
17 on the play clock. I'm guessing Coach Kaz will let that run just a little bit. Under 10. Sol-J draws him off. We believe this is going to go against DeMatha. I've been wrong before.
In high school, you cannot cross the line and then get back.
That's
Once
right.
you cross the line, it is a violation.
Violation.
Second and 3.5. We call it 4. St. John's.
That's an old
in
school
control.
little motion play. Nice little wrinkle by the cadets.
Sol-J under center. And there's an inside handoff with a lot of activity and traffic. It'll be a gainer.
Short one. It's going to be third and
It's
about
going to be
1.5
third and tight.
too.
Yep.
This is what we were talking about. This is a little bit easier for St. John's.
No timeouts
all they
left.
all they want to do is eat up clock. They do not necessarily want to score, although they wouldn't mind scoring.
They need this first down is what they need. And here's
Yes.
the deal. You got your senior quarterback on senior day. You got Baby Bus back there. He attracts a lot of attention. Let's keep an eye on number 9. If he pulls it or gives it here, I think you got to let 9 go get his.
They might let this run and then call a timeout.
That's happening.
So with 3 minutes and a generous 9 seconds to go on the game clock, St. John's will talk it over. Third and short. Coach Kaz, see what he likes. Give these guys a little bit of a blow. This is a huge play.
It really is. I don't think you're going to see option here, fellas. I don't think you're going to see option. But I'm telling you, at this stage of the game, after the last 2 years of this guy's career with Coach Kaz, and I know you got 7 in there, and you want to think you can get 1.5 yards, that DeMatha defense has been stout up front.
Is that right, that scoreboard, that there's no timeouts left on DeMatha's side? They have used up all their
DeMatha has
timeouts.
used all of their timeouts. That's correct.
3:09, 24-20.
What a game. What a game. What a defensive battle. Kevin, you were right. This is just one of those, again, old school games. Tough, physical game, but there have been some good, nice highlight plays, too.
Without a doubt.
Big-time X-factor plays that have made this game extremely interesting.
Oh, it's a heavyweight fight. We are in the 15th round, and it's all coming down to what's going to happen in the next 3 minutes and 9 seconds.
And it may feel like it, that this is where the game is, but there's still 3 minutes on the clock.
There's a lot of time. No one knows better than us.
This does not seal anything
Yes.
at this point.
Well, here it comes. The teams come from their respective corners.
Yeah.
Let's get it on.
Antoine Littleton puts his mouthpiece in. You got to think he at least wants this ball. 5 to go on the play clock. Into his gut. And he's going to make it forward, and I believe that is a first down. That's a first down for St. John's.
He's got it now. This is where time management becomes very important for St. John's and Sol-J right now. To be the coach on the field.
Let it run, right, T?
Let it run. Snap it, with like 1-2 seconds left on the play clock. DeMatha cannot stop the clock right now unless they go out of bounds or is an incompletion.
Right. Three snaps of the ball should put this game somewhere around between 1 and 1.5 minutes to go.
St. John should not be thinking about throwing the ball at all.
Oh no, this is going into number 7, right on the 7. He's got to keep 2 hands on it.
That's right.
You're going to see that white shirt's just grasping for that ball.
There's the keeper, stay in bounds,
Good
and
job.
he does.
That's smart by him.
Absolutely. 40-second play clock. We'll take this down to about 1:40. And again,
that's awesome defense right there.
Yeah.
They sold out on the run on number 7. They maintained continuity out wide. Smart play on both sides.
This will be snapped at about 1:49. And it looks like if they don't get a first down here, they will be forcing a possible 4th down play. My math is correct, which it usually is not.
Well,
St. John's got to hustle up here. I know they got a timeout left, but we're talking 5 seconds on the play clock.
they get the snap in time. It is a handoff to Littleton. It gets some of those yards back. And we got an injury, maybe. The referee is calling in the trainers. Hope everybody's okay. Referee timeout. Hope everyone's all right.
Like a DeMatha player down and a St. John's player now. No, it's a St. John's player.
Well, we do hope he's okay. It'll be 3rd and long, but that clock will start running again on the referee's whistle. You think that they should be able to?
Well, if it's more of the same, if St. John's runs the ball, DeMatha is able to keep them from getting a first down.
It'll be under a
St.
minute.
John's can run the clock down technically to about almost 20 seconds left, maybe 25 seconds before they have to punt it away. It will not leave very much time at all for DeMatha.
What do you see, Kevin?
Very interesting. The play clock started at 40 seconds.
That's right.
Because of the timeout.
Then the play was blown dead, but
it goes to
was
25.
an injury timeout, goes to 25. St. John's is elected to take
That's
a
right.
timeout.
And that'll increase the play clock back to 40? Is that right?
I don't know if it'll push it back to 40.
It's a weird rule. The officials on the field have the ability to reset to 40 if the ball cannot be exchanged from the sidelines, or if there's a play that's a first down and the ball gets fumbled out to get the home team's ball back onto the spot. They have that ability. It looks like right now, because there's nothing to that effect happening, they get the 25-second, but I don't understand how it goes from 40 because of an injury down to 25 with no run off of the clock.
This strikes me as a break for DeMatha, unless there'll be
It's a
some kind
15-second
of
break for DeMatha.
It has something to do with the injury. There's no doubt about that.
At
Just
least-
like the 10-second runoff if there's an injury under 2 minutes.
Are they going to put it
Under 1
back?
minute.
Are they going to put the clock back running on
Yeah,
after the
it'll be
timeout?
They
on
will
his
blow it
signal.
live. Yes.
It'll be on his signal. So this ball does not have to be snapped for another 25 seconds. But you're right. That's going to put a little bit more time on the clock for DeMatha if they can get the ball back.
So now the play clock is running,
The game
but
clock
the
is
game
not.
clock is not running.
That's what I was
The
afraid
game clock
of.
should be running.
This is not right.
Soldier looking to throw.
And an
Not a
incomplete
good
pass.
result for St. John's. It's going to be fourth down.
I'm not certain what just happened. I am not certain how the game clock is running at 141.
Was it because it was St.
Stops
John's
because of an
injury?
injury. The clock should wind and be reset.
Yep.
I
A
thought
mistake has been made.
it should have, yeah. I thought
DeMatha
the
is
clock
going
was going to be started.
get an opportunity here. Down by 4. They need a touchdown.
DeMatha just gained 40 seconds of
40
clock time.
More
seconds
than
is
that.
about right in my
More
book.
than that with the incompletion.
Well,
Wow.
I'm a little bit speechless on this one. George Alvarez, a line driver to Cameron Thomas, who'll fair catch it.
At the 46-yard line.
Well, now the clock is not an issue.
Not at 131 at the 46-yard line going in.
Well, that said, DeMatha is out of timeout, so they're going to have
That's
to be in
true.
hustle mode. The clock will
This is
stop
going to be a
to
hurry-up
reset
offense.
the chains.
True. High school
But
You
football
can run
first
the
down
ball.
stops the
It
clock.
doesn't take Marshawn Lloyd out of the scenario
That's right.
whatsoever. I mean, certainly not on this first down play.
I'm going to need to grab one of these zebras and get an explanation because I don't know how you can go from an injury to a timeout to having the clock not wind.
Oh, there goes the balloons. I wonder how. Those balloons are gone. They are gone to the atmosphere. All right, here we go. First and 10, 1:31 to go in the game.
Empty set.
Cam Edge looks to get the ball to the outside, and it's going to be an incomplete pass.
Looks like DeMatha's going to try to work the sideline a little bit.
Sure.
You can make a completion in the middle of the field and stop the clock to fix the chains.
1:27, second and 10. Cam Edge flushed. MJ Sherman will bring him down at the 40-yard line.
Got to hurry up.
That'll bring up third down, and this clock will move.
And to set the ball, you see the play clock reset to 40 seconds there.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep.
It's the discretion of the official.
Cam Edge, 3rd and 5. Looking downfield. He wants something.
He makes the play.
No,
and
that
he drops
ball
it.
comes out.
That ball was right there. Once again, I don't know if St. John's was able to get a hand in there.
Xavier Terry made a heck of a play right there.
That's how you play high school cornerback. At higher levels, it's going to get him in trouble. Not here. That was perfectly played. It was a great throw. It was a great route, and it was better coverage.
It forces the play of the game right here. DeMatha gets it. Keep playing. They don't. This game's over.
4th and 5. for all the marbles, or at least to keep this game alive for the Stags. Cam Edge. He's got Marshawn Lloyd to his left. He's looking to his right.
Makes the catch. We keep playing.
Jaden Bradley, a 6'4" frame, locking down an inside route.
It's like almost posting up in the inside of basketball.
Yeah.
That was well executed.
They're going to move Marshawn Lloyd over to the right side now. Bunch things up. Look for Josh Dodd now in the middle of that left wide receiver formation.
A ton of
Cam
time.
Edge is flushed, and he's going to go down.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
You're going to have to jump in there. You got to throw that away or get out of bounds.
25 seconds to go. We're almost at 20 seconds left to go in the game. It is 2nd and 6.
You're going to clock it?
You're going to spike
DeMatha
it.
clocks it with 18
All right.
seconds to go.
That's smart.
Instead of picking up just about 4 or 5 yards, he probably would have wanted to throw that ball away.
Yeah. That's what I
Stop
was
the clock.
looking for.
Give yourself some more time. Again, it's a young boy in there, a young kid in there. Hasn't had this experience yet. As well as he's played, experience is going to help you out a whole lot in those mental
So he's
parts
gaining
of the
it
game.
now.
I'm with you guys with the composure to get everyone lined up,
Yep.
get everyone set, spike that ball. You have 2 more downs, 18 seconds. So it wasn't a killer. Yes, it wasn't ideal, but
Correct.
since that decision was made, everything else he did was very composed and poised.
You got old left sock playing deep safety for the St. John's Cadets. Going to keep everything in front of him. 18 seconds to go, 2nd and 6. Cam Edge looking to pass. He's got time. Throws to a receiver. That ball is picked off. Is that Xavier
picked
Terry?
off.
Xavier Terry, another defensive stand in a St. John's DeMatha game in the last 5 years.
That'll be a game winner, boys. The Cadets will send out their senior quarterback on senior day.
Cam Edge trying to go for that back shoulder throw.
Victory formation.
See where Xavier Terry is right now, right there on the inside hash. He just reads it all the way.
Oh, what a play by him. He gets over the top of it. What technique.
Way to stay clean. Way to keep the flags off the field. Hats off to the DeMatha Stags for giving us a game that went all the way down to 12 seconds before we had an answer.
We knew it would, fellas. We didn't know how it would end, but we knew it would go down to the last minute.
Now we need a clean snap at the goal line. Always a little bit dicey. 2 great programs. Something tells me these 2 might not be finished with each other yet this season. We'll see if that's true.
That'll do
Victory
it.
formation.
What a day here. What a day. Both squads. St. John's has earned the right to host.
St. John's will host a playoff game on the back of a 24-20 win over the DeMatha Stags on senior day, and for all the alumni coming back. What do you got for us, Kev?
I got Jamar Curtis with 6 receptions for 58 yards. All of them were huge. Marshawn Lloyd, of course he wasn't going to end with 29 yards. 16 carries for 99 and a touchdown, and a huge play to get them into the middle. The freshman going 8 for 7 for 120 yards. A pick at the end that sealed it. But the young man showed a ton of poise and a ton of promise. We're going to be talking about him for a long time, fellas. 16 rushes for Colby McDaniel, 52 yards and a touchdown. Baby Bus getting 8 for 21 and a touchdown. Soul J going over 200 yards. And I'm telling you, he was back there with such elusiveness on senior day, sending his guys out.
These guys love each other. They respect one another. It's an amazing sight to see. They know each other. Hats off to Coach McGregor there in center of the screen. What a great year he's having in his first year back in the WCAC. He knows this season's not over. He knows he's going to probably see these guys again.
He knows we're just getting started.
He knows we're just getting started. Get us some second half highlights here. Thanks to Shulman Rogers, Mike, Carl, Aaron. Thanks for standing with us for WCAC football. Malachi Anthony squirting out. Ball on the ground. And that's Rohan Davey.
That's the game right there.
Arturo Maddox,
right
man.
there.
Yep.
Arturo Maddox getting the left hand.
That is the play of the game,
punching
in my
the
opinion.
ball out.
Great throw. Caleb Coombs secures the catch first, and then he fools everybody. Option out to Colby McDonald.
That took me back to the mid-'80s. Was that Tony Rice?
That was pretty
Cam
sweet.
Edge with
Jamel
a gorgeous
Holloway.
throw
Perfect ball.
to Josh Dodd, who's been getting his.
This is
in
what
the
brought
WCAC.
DeMatha back into it. Getting the
Cam Edge
touchdown
with a
here.
handoff. Ball crosses the plane. DeMatha back in the game.
I think he got in, but they'll be talking about that.
They'll be talking about it. And here's Marshawn Lloyd, just doing what Marshawn Lloyd does, galloping.
Watch who gets him out of bounds here.
And then he just touches the line.
Just the number one receiver in the country.
Yeah.
Those two.
Cam Edge,
talk about elite.
Here's the seal.
trying to make a play at the end.
Xavier Terry, what great technique. He stayed within the format. He was covering his two side, put a foot in the ground, and came over top the route to pick it off and keep a foot in the ground and seal the win for the seniors on Senior Day today here at Fernandez Stadium.
We will see you next Saturday night from Catholic University, where the St. John's Cadets will be playing host to the Gonzaga Purple Eagles in another huge contest that will have a lot to say about the way this WCAC wraps up. On behalf of First Amendment Sports, he's Tim Strachan.
Appreciate everybody. Keep coming back.
He's Kevin Ricca.
I love this. What a day here in Rock Creek Park right here on Military Road. Can't wait to come back at you from Catholic University next week.
I'm Ken Marangolo, and the WCAC is spectacular.